welcome everyone to the Blue Stand once again. We're going to do the Southampton reaction, after the very disgraceful game on Saturday, which I was there. We're going to talk about that, give our ratings. There's a lot to talk about. We've got, what's going on with Graham Potter. On the media saying they're going to give him more time. But there's, I don't know. For me, he has to go. I'm going to go. We're going to talk about Graham Potter later. We do the game first and the premiership results and everything before we do that. And I want to welcome. I want to welcome JP of the Added podcast and Jacob. They're here with me. Welcome, JP.
And Nick, how are you?
They're good. Jacob, welcome. Can you hear us, Jacob?
I can hear you, Nick. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. It's good.
Sweet.
Yeah, so for me, I'll give my version quickly, then I'll let you two talk about the game. For me, I went there, we're playing Southampton, and I just didn't feel right even going to the game. It wasn't like any other game. Usually I'm more excited. So I got there. I started talking with other fans and seeing what their feelings are. Only one or two said they want Potter to stay, give him more time. Majority was saying same as me. He has to go. It doesn't matter the result today. They were saying he has to go. What a game! I've never been to a Chelsea game in all my life as bad as the game on Saturday. I've seen us lose, get thrashed at home. Yeah, we've been beaten by teams in the old days in the second division by Plymouth, Blackpool, teams like that. But this was worse. Those days, at least the team they played, the manager tried his best. I've never seen a worse manager in our history. I have to say that. Honestly, I haven't. We had bad managers, Scolari, a few others, but not as bad as Graham Potter. Just, we started the game, looked at the team sheet. The only good thing was we saw Fofana. He was starting. And the guy he started the game, Fofana, was really playing well. The only player who was really getting the ball, winning it back, attacking. He showed us, in the first 10, 20 minutes, what he's about. Really great player. Then half time, we were losing 1-0, of course, after that free kick from Walkhouse. He can't miss it. I knew he was going to score. It just had to happen. And we went down 1-0 with, it's only 1-0. Let's see what Potter does now. But he made a lot of wrong decisions in the first place. He put Mason Mount on the wing. Maduki, on the other wing. It didn't work. Second half, they come on, no Detro Fofana. He wasn't there. We were confused, the fans, really confused what's going on. Mason Mount moved into the false 9 position. It was unbelievably terrible. Southampton, they were fighting for their lives. And they did. They defended with their lives. We had chances. Sterling came on, showed some energy. When he came on, he was going through people, attacking, dribbling. The problem with Sterling, he was dribbling too much in the box. He should get his shot away, but he didn't. When he did, they saved it off the line. It wasn't meant to be. And, it was terrible. Very bad. It's like I was watching a non-league team. That's how it felt. Not just me, but the majority of the fans. and and it had to happen. End of the match, the players didn't come too close to us like they usually do to applaud the fans. They stayed in just over the center circle. They were clapped us. We clapped the players. When Potter came out to clap us, we booed him off. We booed him so loud. We made sure Bowley could hear. You could hear he was really loud, and because he didn't know what he was doing, who to play, who not to play. He didn't have a clue, really. No tactics, no formation, no nothing. And that was it. We lost 1-0. And that's unacceptable for a club like us to lose to Southampton at home when they rock bottom of the division. It's unacceptable. I'll go to you, JP. You were first here. Then I'll go to you, Jacob. And let's welcome Don Baba Blue. Can you hear us, Domba?
Yeah, it's old dog. It's old dog.
Oh, it's Oda, but I'm reading your name, how you put it there. Oda, I know it's you. Yeah, good. That's good. You can hear us. I'll come to you. Let's go. JP, what's your thoughts on the game? Your overall thoughts. We're going to come to Graham Potter later and all the problems we have.
If we're just speaking about the game, apart from Potter and everything, it's
Yeah.
Oh man, how much of this is going to continue? I'm looking at those videos of the players coming out the tunnel, and I was telling CFC Deals about this. The only one that was energetic that showed that they wanted to play was Espilicueta, which, by the way, glad he's doing better now. He's awake and moving in the hospital. Perfect. But the rest of the players coming out of that tunnel, it hit me today, or it hit me when after I went to work yesterday. I had the same expression. I made the same approach going to work as those players did, and to my BS 9 to 5 job. How is this possible that these players look defeated already? Even the new players, they look like Woodridge looking like he's already like second guessing his decision to come into the wrong side of London in his mind. But if there is no hope, and to have Fofana, the player who looked like he was showing the one glimmer of hope in that attack, be subbed off for Sterling just made no sense. I have more to say about Potter than I do for the game, just because, yeah, you nailed it on the head. James Ward-Prowse on the free kick, that close especially, you might as well be taking a penalty kick. This man is a sniper. He doesn't miss. And I'm sure we all had the same idea when the free kick was given, that we were already going to the mindset we might lose 1-0, because I don't even consider about when are we going to win a game. I'm thinking more, when are we going to score next goal? Because we have gone goalless in how long now? I mean, we had West Ham, yeah, but before that, it's just our attack, either when we do make something, the ball refuses to cross the line. But in the rare chances that does happen, but for the most part, we looked horrible in the final third. We cannot make anything. This team looks so unmotivated, and I just don't know how much longer we're gonna keep dropping, losing. Yeah, it's gone to the point. It's bad that when we get a draw, it's a bit of a sigh of relief, but it's not good enough, and the standards have completely dropped within I won't say the whole fan base, but a good amount that we're just keeping excusing that, we'll just give Potter more time. We have no allegiance, we have no loyalty to this man. Why are we giving him the trust? At least with Arsenal, yeah, Arteta, one of their former players, he has history with the club. They gave him the 3 years after finishing 8th back-to-back years, and now look what he's doing.
Exactly.
Why we give the same? We can't expect the same thing to happen with Potter. If we were expecting to do the same thing that what Arsenal has been doing, why don't we just go for Pep Guardiola's current assistant? He might do a better job than what he's doing. Like it shocked me that when I looked up Graham Potter's win percentage with Chelsea, 38%, to see that this is actually one of the worst winning percentages in Chelsea's history since was it Eddie McCready back in '75? He had the same win percentage, 38. How is that? It's a manager that we gave 5 years, 60 million, and now he's just robbing us blind. And right now I don't. And this is going more towards the ownership, whether they're going to do something about it or not. Everyone's thinking, okay, there's a reason why they canceled practice for these 2 days. But
Yeah,
it all depends on the ownership now, whether or not. And the ownership are going to lose the fans if nothing is done in the next couple of days, because then I would hate to imagine what it's going to be like at Stamford Bridge next time. Look, we're going to go play Spurs at their stadium. That our little section for the away fans might be hostile.
oh yeah, I think it will be. Yeah, go on, sorry, JP.
Oh no, I was going to actually bring up to this point, Nick. You were at the game and you said the environment was just dead. It was gloom.
Yeah,
But was
I
it
mean,
hostile?
we tried. The fans were singing the team like we always do. They try it even when we were winning 1-0. We were, really shouting, screaming, singing for the team to come back, but they didn't. They didn't because Fuller didn't have a clue what to do, and everyone there around me, they all were saying he has to go. Really, and I'm going to come to Graham Potter, but there's a lot of things going on. Fans already organising a protest for Wednesday before the Tottenham game. I have to bring that up. If anyone wants to go at the main gate, at the main gate at 5 p.m., there's going to be, I don't know how many, but there will be fans having a protest before the Tottenham game.
They better go.
Yeah. I'll probably be there as always. I'm always there at the protests. I don't miss any. I just hope that some fans turn up. A lot turn up.
I mean, if the ownership or the protest is any indicator, then I'll be concerned. I mean, this is where I'm concerned with. Let's make our voices heard. I'm in the States, so I have no financial way of getting there unless I'm flown out there.
If I could do that, I would. I'll bring up everyone. Yeah, so many fans everywhere. United States, Nigeria, everywhere. They want to be here. They keep telling me, "Look, you go to the game, please. Give me a shout, take a banner, do this, do that." I do everything. I do, but yeah, let's see. How many turn up. This has to stop. This. He has to go for me. I'm just going to read a few comments, not many. Then I'll come to you, Jacob. OG's JP and Jacob in here. OG wishes you regards. Big up OG. Thanks for being here. Where Steels is late. He's always here. I think he'll be here soon. We are well muddied. All the money, and is the result. Yeah, I'm afraid it doesn't matter how much money you spend on a squad. Could be billions, but when you don't have a proper manager, proper manager who can manage these players, these great players we bought, great players, that's what's going to happen. I'm not surprised. I was shocked when I heard, Bowley announce we're going to bring in Graham Potter. From the first day, I didn't want this guy. And Tuchel was sacked too early, but there was some things going on with Tuchel and Bowley, we know, with Lukaku and all the problems. But Tuchel wouldn't have put us in this state. We'd be up there challenging for top 4, I'm sure, but Yeah, he has to go. Really has to. Just read these few comments. Chelsea perspective. Yeah, Nick Bulua, that's good. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, yeah, because I've been doing that. If you see that on Twitter, I've been saying put out for how many days or weeks now, really. Yeah, and I mean it. He has to go. Yeah, big up to Chelsea perspective. Yeah, a long time to talk with you. We have to have a chat one day. Beef up the likes, thanks. Yeah, we need the likes, all the likes we can get. Uh, thanks. Yeah. God, his name's gone out of my mind. Someone remind me. JP.
Yes. Oh, to respect this coach.
Yeah, Coachella. God, man, how's he? Coachella, see what you done to me. It's been so long to talk with you. You made me forget your name, man. I can't believe it. You know how much I respect you, and your channel is unbelievable. We have to get together soon. I need to talk to you. Yeah, yeah. Thanks for coming in the chat. If you want to come on the panel, I will send you the link. Just let me know. Yeah, that's funny. See what you're saying? Like the video, even if you're on the panel. Yeah, thanks. Coachella, you can say anything you want. You're my friend. You're, unbelievable. We had some times together on his channel. JP, you probably remember. Yeah. Potter out. Yes. Chelsea. Thanks, Chelsea. Chelsea Dan. Thanks, Dan, for being in the channel as well. Yeah. Potter out, definitely. I'm hoping everyone comes to the protest. The ones in London, especially. There's no reason why you shouldn't. If you live in London, be there on Wednesday at 5 p.m. outside Stamford Bridge, outside the main gate, because we have to make our voices heard if we want him out. It's no good just on Twitter saying it. We have to be there live. Okay, Coach. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, thanks, Dan. Yeah, Chelsea Dan out is saying Coachella is having a laugh. Yeah, yeah, it makes me laugh. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I think he has to go. He's tired. Much love and respect. I need to rest, brother. We streamed 4 hours plus. God, I bet you did. Yeah, yes, yeah. Big up to you. Thanks for coming in here for a short time. Yeah, yeah. Let's go to you, Jacob. What's your thoughts on the game?
Well, I think it was one of the worst games I've watched in a long time.
Yeah,
It was the first half was really, really hard to watch, especially with how we ended the Dortmund game. We looked pretty good in the second half of that game, and then, gosh, we struggled so bad in the first half of the game. And I mean, and I hate to be the guy, but and I love everything that Aspie's done for this club, but and I'm really happy he's okay, obviously, with the injury that he had. But I mean, this guy should not have been on the team this year. I mean,
yeah,
in the Fulham game, all right, a couple weeks ago, Willian has had one move, for his whole entire career, and he let him get beat on that. And then, the one guy or the one thing you don't do against Southampton is foul them outside the box. Everybody knows that.
yes,
Everybody knows
yeah,
it,
God.
and you do it, and it's just kill the game. I mean, I think every Chelsea fan, I think that earlier the guy said it. When that goal went in, I was even thinking in my head, I was like, we're gonna lose 1-0. I mean, and that's obviously, I don't want to really say much about Potter right now because I know we're not doing that right now.
Yeah,
But
we will talk about him after.
yeah, but I mean,
yeah, go ahead, Jacob.
but it's just, it just goes back to, it's so hard for us to score. I mean, it's so hard for us to,
Yeah, unbelievable. It's really bad.
and I know we're not mentioning much about Potter, but just the decision of watching Mason Mount play on the wing and then watching
Yeah.
Mason Mount play
Oh,
at
God.
striker. I mean, I really don't even. I mean, I'm no manager, I'm no coach, but I don't
Yeah.
even know. Not even just Potter, but how every single person that was in the locker room, how is that plan being presented? I mean, there's a reason why I think the players have, there's a flat dressing room and stuff, because I mean, how can you hear these plans come across and you be on board with them? It's just got to be the most absurd ideas that these guys are ever hearing. I mean,
It's true.
so yeah, that's about what I've got to say about the game, I think.
True.
So
Yeah, Jacob. Chelsea Dan is saying, Nick Big, I'm fed up with all the excuses this guy got no squad depth, and he's gonna get us into the championship. I'm telling you. Well, everything's possible with Potter, apart from winning anything. I wouldn't put it past him to get us in the championship. I don't think he will come to that stage, but we can't just win. We can't win. He's won 2 games out of 15 now. 2 games. It's disgraceful. That's why we have to protest. We're not going to wait for the Tottenham game. It's a disgrace. The other thing I forgot to say when I was, at the game, and in the last 10 minutes, as we got injured badly, got kicked in the head. Thank God he's okay. He, on the stretcher going into the ambulance, he was clapping to us because we were singing his name really loud. He deserves it. What a legend! What a player! What a man! I hope we had a 10 of Aspies, but we don't. But before the game finished, 10 minutes before, we were, trying to equalize. We had time. There was 12 minutes injury time. There was time, John's here. There was time to go and equalize and win the game, in the last 10 minutes, or 12 minutes. But, it came to, I was in the Matthew Harding side, right next to the goal, the attacking play. Chelsea were second half on the Matthew Harding side. And at one stage, I couldn't believe we had a corner and everyone's looking at each other. No one wanted to take the corner. No one. They were looking at each other. Even Chilwell didn't want to take it. And Mason Mount took a few, and he's so off form. I can't understand what's going on with him and a lot of them. And it showed. They were looking at each other. In the end, Felix stepped up and took it. After 5 minutes, he decided, where's the manager? He's standing there, arms folded, no instructions, nothing. It really got sickening. That's why we were really sick and fans want him out. It's too much to take. This is not Chelsea. It wasn't like watching Chelsea on Saturday. It was watching, I've said it a million times, I've seen a non-league side play better. Really. Disgraceful. Let's welcome John as well. He's just popped in, and I'll go to Older next. Welcome, John. Can you hear us?
I can, yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. And John,
go half 8, Nick, I think.
Yeah, okay, no problem, John. Yeah, Older, let's go to you. What's your take? I know everyone's angry, but we have to be. What do Chelsea expect us to be? The fans. Oda, go ahead.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, hear you loud and clear. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm fed up, bro. Literally, that's all I can say. To be fair, as people on the panel already said, it's one of the worst games I watched. And it's literally every week I just think to myself, okay, it can't get no worse. And it actually does, you know? Like, literally, we're going to see something terrible again against Tottenham, bro. We are going to lose the game, you know? When we play Tottenham, regardless, you know, there's always a sour taste in our mouth because they're our rivals. We get up for it, you know. But this week, I think the atmosphere and the toxicity is going to be through the roof because it's going to be coming off the back of a protest also. And I
Yep.
think everyone that's protesting, that just can't be it because the protest will be forgetting about in a week's time. That's how life is, you know. I think people, they need to be booing. I'm never an advocate for this, but this guy just needs to go. People need to be booing, telling him, saying power out in the stadium.
That would
You
start
know,
now. We were
and
booing, wasn't singing his name. That would start soon, I'm sure.
like,
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
honestly, we can generally get relegated. Like, I know everybody knows there's a possibility, but I don't think people are taking it serious. Like, I generally think I can see us actually getting relegated because, I mean, goals win games. Sometimes goals even draw games, and I can't tell you where we're getting our next goal from. Honestly, in every squad we put out, there's going to be at least 2 people that don't want to be here next week. It's not next week, sorry, next season.
Yeah.
There's just so much factors, but one positive I can say, it's not really even a positive. It's just a bit of a light at the end of the tunnel. This today, I think this is like a caution, like a warning to Potter, you know, all the speculations we've said, for the board to say, listen, we're backing you, or whatever. It indirectly it is a bit of a warning, to be fair. So I don't think the board are being, they're not doing what we want to do right now at this moment in time, but they're not being naive to the situation, you know. And I think there is enough time for that guy to get himself sacked. So yeah, that's what I've got to say at the moment.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Although you know, it's hard to describe. You know, I don't hate Graham Potter or anything like that. Most fans, they don't. He's a nice guy, calm, but he's just not the right manager for us. He can be a good manager somewhere else, but not Chelsea Football Club. It was a massive mistake to bring him in. You know, this long-term vision and all this. This was probably before he had any advisors, before Christopher Rivel came. So he didn't. I don't think he knew what he was doing. I'm sure he's regretted it.
And Nick, there's another thing.
Yeah.
There's another thing I'm worried about now.
Yeah.
It's more to do with the fans. I mean, look, the board definitely want this process thing. Yeah, we've got these young players. We can see the direction from the board's, from the owner's perspective, where we want to go. But here it is. Here's the question. Let's say Potter gets sacked today. You know, we can't rush what manager we get. Now, the managers out there, it doesn't fit the profile of what the board wants. And what I don't want from the fan base, the never manager that comes in, yeah, the guy has a blip in form, and then it's deja vu all over again. We're not prepared to wait. And I think it's going to be a tough, rocky road for us Chelsea fans. I can see it happening, you know.
No, I agree with what you're saying. Like, it could be a rocky road even if we bring in somebody else, because just in general, we do have new players that are gelling, right? And guys that we've brought into the squad, we have the injury problems. And also, as you said, like with Ziyech, we have guys that don't want to be here next season. So I agree with all of that. But that said, you know, I'm not asking to win every match. It's just like what Potter's been doing. You know, it's like, you know, it's so inexcusable that I feel like anybody we bring in just will be better than that. But I don't know. Could be wrong.
I agree with you. I mean, fully, like, I generally don't feel like anybody can have a bad run of form. But, I mean, I think the whole fan base, the last match was Potter out. But before that, there's a few people that was Potter out, you know. Nick was one of them. There's a few people. And to be fair, in my my opinion, it wasn't justified. I understand the reasoning, but it wasn't just. It's because there was reasons. There was a couple of reasons why for giving time. But let's just say another manager comes in and he doesn't have a runner's form as half as bad as Potter.
Although you're not coming to that, for now, as the season, I've written off this season really already. I can't see us winning the Champions League or anything anywhere near. But OG's got a point here. You reminded me of something what OG says. Still want gas heading back. Yeah, that's what we need, an interim ex-player or manager. You know what I mean? Like John Terry, we were talking about this on the Spaces. John Terry to come in, steady the ship. He's right. He's tough. The players have to, they will respect him, and he will get them going. Two, then they can, the board can have time to get a world-class manager for next season, with maybe John Terry staying, as an assistant. Why not? I love to see that, but maybe it's only me. I'm dreaming. I don't know. Yeah. Well, OG agrees. Facts, he's saying. Yeah, let's welcome Philip as well. Philip, can you hear us? Philip? John, let's go to you. John?
Yeah, Nick.
You was at the game. Sorry, carry on if you haven't finished your point.
Oh, no. I was finished, yeah.
All right. Yeah. John, you was at the game like myself. What's your take on everything you saw?
You know what my take is going to be? I'm more than happy to go through it all again. I would try and do it in a positive way rather than a negative way. Look, I support Potter. I support the retention of Potter, and I think a lot of Chelsea fans just need to calm down.
It's hard though, John.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's hard. It's hard for everyone. The very last thing that this club needs to do is go through Arsenal Mark II, where their fan base was at each other's throats for however long it went on, including many fans, admittedly during the pandemic largely, not turning up, and all the rest of it, all that toxicity and all sorts of things on Twitter and social media accounts of he's being sacked tomorrow morning, just utter nonsense. All being made up. It's all being, I don't know, just being framed in a sort of bitter dispute as if it's fans versus Graham Potter. I don't know Graham Potter as a man. I've never met Bowley. I have criticisms of what Bowley's done since he arrived, but nonetheless, the route that some want us to go down is fraught with danger. 600 million spent, and we're being and some want us to bring in a new coach. What if the new coach doesn't like half the squad? We're just going to go round in a vicious whirlpool. Part of the reason for the appointment of Potter, as I understood it, was to change the nature of the squad. And of course, the other thing that some Chelsea fans, I'm sure none here, are encouraging and want to see a repeat of is, do you remember, it wasn't so long ago before some of the same people with huge accounts on social media, they would get rid of the toxicity in the changing room, get rid of player power. And now they're genuflecting to player power if they are right. I'll give you 3 examples of who supports Potter, all in the public domain. I can send them to people if they wish. Fofana, the lad who came on Saturday, not the one who went off. Fofana, come out public.
Leslie Fofana,
Said we must stick together and sort this out. Chilwell, exactly the same. Reece James, similarly, last week, but included the caveat that it might take longer than we thought.
Yeah.
We have fans who now blame Potter for not picking the strongest team. Well, on Saturday. Well, if Reece James had played on Saturday and pulled up with an injury, Potter and his coaching staff's lives wouldn't be worth living.
That's right.
It shows a very, very poor view of sports science, because sports science is not only about the next game or the next games, but it's about the number of games in your legs. And that was a perfectly valid reason for me for not playing Reece James on. I thought he would rest Chilwell as well. We have some of the fan base who are now experts, I like to think I am, who are now experts on body language.
Yeah.
So we have players coming out of the tunnel. Look at this mess, they say. Look at these unappetizing players, these non-motivated players, etc., etc., etc. So the fan base is toxic. The answer is not getting rid of Potter. The answer is to support Potter. I don't know who spoke earlier. I'm sure he puts the cat out every night before he says his prayers. But the whole Chelsea fan base is not against Potter.
But I think most of the fan base is now.
It's wrong.
I think, John, you heard you were there Saturday. You heard the Bulls. The Bulls were directed on Potter.
No, they weren't. I'll tell you
what. Was. I was in that crowd I was in the Matthew Harding, and we was booing for Potter. Potter out. When they came out to club, we booed him, and he knows that. There's going to be a protest this Wednesday.
Oh, utterly ridiculous! If I don't live very far from the football ground, I'm going to take a few buckets of cold water and stuff them. Honestly,
John.
Honestly.
I know. Yeah, but that's what they say. It wasn't me planning the protest. Someone else has been planning it. He texted me as well. Make sure you're there at 5 p.m. But look, for me, he doesn't. You know how I feel. Never felt good with Potter. Never had the feeling he's the right manager for us from the beginning. It's not just now. But I said, you know what I've been saying.
I know. We're just going to have to.
But I respect your opinion. I understand what you're saying. You know.
Nick, listen. Who is there to come in? You know where John Terry was last week, don't you? You know where John Terry was last week?
Last week? No, where?
He was skiing.
Where? Skiing?
He was skiing.
Oh, okay.
That doesn't sound to me like someone ready to take over the reins. There is a reason. Look, John Terry. There is a reason why, when he was the assistant manager or whatever he was at
Villa,
Villa, there is a reason why he's not got a permanent coaching job in the game. And we all know that.
I think he didn't want. He said he wasn't ready for management. That's what I heard.
Well, and we're saying to take over this spoiled squad of brats.
But John, can you spin it for us?
Look, Mourinho,
I don't understand this.
You appoint Mourinho. I've said this before. You appoint Mourinho. Go around London, get as many dumper trucks as you can, buy every single mothball that's available, drive it over to Cobham and put Cobham in mothballs. Mourinho doesn't do youth.
Yeah.
Last time Mourinho was here, he told the board.
That's a lie.
What do you mean that's a lie?
What example that Mourinho doesn't do youth? Because he got rid of Mo Salah and De Bruyne.
You do know what happened to Mourinho the last time he was here, don't you?
Yeah.
What happened to him?
He
The
fell off the board.
very thing that people were complaining that some of this squad were doing under Tuchel and are possibly now doing it now, that they had down tools. That's why Mourinho was sacked. That's why that year we ended up 10th.
Yeah, but if you remember, John, remember we didn't want him to go.
Enrique's got some fantastic qualities as a human being. I don't dispute that. His most successful period was with a club, Barcelona, that had Lionel Messi.
Yeah.
Look at Barcelona since Lionel Messi has gone. What did Enrique do at Roma? Look at the stats. He was useless at Roma. It may have been a difficult job. Every coach can't do well at every single club he goes to. Hansi Flick has got another 2 years on a contract with the German FA until the Euros. Zidane, appoint Zidane, you might as well get the Moscow Circus back into London.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't take Zidane.
There isn't anyone.
Like we said, right now, you just bring an interim, a caretaker. One of the coaches could do that. One of the coaches who was there before, who's been there. We still have a couple of coaches, I think, who's still at the club from Tuchel. No, I'm not saying his team, but we do have other coaches. But why not bring an ex-player to just to steady the ship? We have a lot of legends out there who love to come and help Chelsea. Go on, John. You come back. You just went out. You came back. That's all right.
John, I do think you make some valid points. Like, I don't know about the Flick situation with his contract. Like, I know it's to the Euros.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can buy him out or if he can agree or how any of that works. But, he's the only guy I'd want. But
yeah. But yeah, and you see Flick has been at Chelsea games lately. A few of them I've seen him. Oh.
Yeah, I don't know if you can buy him out or not.
Yeah.
He would have to step down from his role in the Germany national squad. Which I don't know how that's going to work.
But if he wanted to manage a club, he's up to him. Chelsea will have to pay Germany off or something. But let's see. For me,
that's the very cycle
Yeah.
that the new owners and the appointment of Potter was meant to stop. And what are we doing? The great irony is we'll have spent whatever the division of money is, 300 million given to Tuchel, sacked. 300 million given to Potter, sacked. What have we got? We've got a load of players that the next coach won't fancy. And we're back in the same cycle that we were meant to be breaking. It's a whirlpool. And unless people stick with the current coach and his staff, despite my reservation about his little mate next to him, we're just going to be back in the same position again.
What's your excuse for not beating Southampton?
Look, I thought one of the attractions. Look, that's such an easy question to answer. Who on earth thought that game was going to be easy? Who on earth thought that game was going to be easy? I thought I had to go to the box office first thing on Saturday morning to collect a lift pass. And there was a Southampton fan there. He'd flown all the way in from Copenhagen, gets to 6 or 7 games a year. He was dreading what was going on. I said, you got a half decent record at Stamford Bridge, which they have. Isn't one of the attractions of the Premiership worldwide that the bottom team can beat the top team, that Everton can beat Arsenal, that Southampton can beat money Chelsea? Isn't that one of the attractions? We're never going to be beaten by a team below us in the league. It's a
I mean,
nonsense.
John, I understand
It's a
that.
nonsense.
If I may, real quick, I mean, it's
Didn't answer the question.
2-15. It's five in a row. It's not like, we had won some games and then now we lost to Southampton. I mean, and if I also may ask, like, and I understand your point of view of, like, a vicious cycle with the managers and what you've been saying. That makes sense. But when you watch our games, how do we play? What is our style of play? How does the team perform with Potter? And what do you see us do that you think is repeatable every single game? I'm just asking from your opinion.
Okay, well, I'll give you a very simple answer to that as well. Borussia Dortmund away. Did you not see?
Yeah, I mean, we had a poor first
man?
half where we were out possessed 60% possession to 40%. They had us pinned in. Yeah, Felix got unlucky with a couple chances that he should have finished, especially the one, but it happens. And then, but the Southampton game, it was even worse. It was far, far worse.
Yeah, it was. It was.
What was worse?
John, John, you must. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Jacob. You were saying something to you.
No, it was me. No, that's all I was saying.
Oh,
I just,
welcome. Let me just say welcome to Ben and welcome to Cheryl. I'll come to you two in a minute, and Bobby, of course.
Okay. I wanted to jump in on what he was just saying.
Ben, all right. Go. Jump
you were just saying, like, what did you say before? Before John said Dortmund? How you doing, John, by the way?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, my friend. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine.
I'm dandy. This club will be the death of me, but I'm dandy.
Yeah, it's a death of us all.
Right.
I thought I was going to have a heart attack today, honestly.
JPT, what were you saying before about tactics or something with Potter?
It was me. I was talking.
Yeah,
that's who I'm directing it at. What were you saying before? You were saying you don't get Potter's tactics.
Pleasure. Yes, pleasure. What I was saying, is I don't get Potter's tactics in the manner of, like, every single game he's trying to do something that's just ridiculous, right? So
right,
and
right.
Yeah,
Right.
And, like, last game for me, you're playing Southampton, and I fully understand, like, with the Reece James and all that stuff with, like, the benching, like, that's not Potter, like, that's the sports science of, like, and that is smart to, like, rest guys that have had injuries and all that stuff. I even agree with John as well. Like, I was surprised that Chilwell played. So that stuff is not on Potter. I'm not blaming him for that. But, the thing that I don't understand is, like, Mason Mount playing at wing and then Mason Mount playing at striker for 25 minutes in the second half when we need.
Okay, right. Let me jump in right there with Mason. Right, with Tuchel, out of when we were in a defensive structure with Tuchel, we played a fluid it's sort of like a fluid 3-4-3, which incorporated two wing backs, right, under Tuchel. And then in transition, you would often see us play like a 3-5-2. So we could press higher up the pitch. That's ideally what a 3-5-2 is for, right? So a 3-5-2 allows the two holding midfielders to drop defensively if we get caught on the counter, right? That's the idea of a defensive midfield. They sort of slot in the back if our wing backs are pressed high up the pitch. Right, going on to what you were saying about Mason, under Tuchel experimented with a formation called a 4-2-2. You probably remember that, right? And in that 4-2-2, right, when we played the two up top, you'd have Kai next to you'd have Kai next to someone. I can't think of who it was. And then out on the two wings, sort of like, as you say, wingers. They weren't wingers. They were sort of attacking midfielders that would slot in behind. So as far as to go and say Mount isn't a winger, no, but he's a right-hand-sided cam. He's a right-hand-sided number 10. And Kai is a left-hand-sided number 10, which we've seen before, right? So in regards to what you're saying, why is Mount playing striker? I ain't got a clue. Personally, Mount and Kai are number 10s, right? Felix Felix to me, if we bought Felix, I wouldn't be disappointed, right? But Felix covers the same position we have two players already for. Kai and Mount play that position. So unless you're going to extremely rotate that number 10 and find the best current in form, or whether you're going to play Felix as a centre, sort of like a creative centre forward behind the striker, which is essentially where Nkunku would play, you've then got four players that we're bringing in on permanence that can all do a similar type of role behind the striker. So for me, Felix, it'd be a great buy. Not only that, Felix can play out on the left wing as well, but then again, we've just signed Mudryk. So for me personally, Yao Felix is a very good player and I rate him highly and he does the basics well. But for me, I don't see where Felix fits into the whole equation right now.
No, I agree with you. I think it'll depend on, like, you know, how the rest of his loan goes. If he just like completely awes and has some great moments and actually turns in some of the goals, like the few chances he missed against Dortmund. But, you know, I agree with you. There are a couple of players that play that position plus Nkunku that's coming in. So I think you're right. And I agree with what you're saying about Mount. Like, you know, that was my only thing was, well, I didn't really think he should have started, you know, but if they didn't, you know, if they thought that Mudryk was a significant injury risk, then like it makes a little more sense. But to play him at striker, I really just, you know, I didn't understand that, and I really would have at least liked to see Havertz come in, you know, if they were going to do something like that. But
yeah, but he's still, you know, it doesn't matter what formation, what players he's going to put out there. It'll be the same story because there's no tactics. You can see Saturday. There's, you know, we didn't know who's supposed to be here or there. Players out of position. You know, scared to take a corner. You know, it's unbelievable. It was really bad.
When Mount went to what people are calling a 9, does it remember how he fluffed his lines?
Yeah, of course. How can he play false 9?
Right in the centre of or just off centre of the goal on the 6-yard line.
Yeah, I was right behind it, and that wasn't a hard header. He had 1 foot on the ground and 1 foot in the air. And that was a great cross by Sterling. He should have scored.
There we go. So playing him as a 9.
Matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
One chance.
Yeah, he should have scored. Doesn't matter what position you play. He should have scored. Any player should have scored that. But he couldn't even get his head to the ball. We know he's out of form. I'm not blaming Mason Mount. Here, I'm not blaming any player. No one. It's the manager.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Yeah. I didn't, you know, I want to say as well. Like, I'm not blaming Mason Mount either.
No.
I mean, you know, he's not a striker. You know, he shouldn't have been that guy that was clearly up in front in the middle.
It was Potter putting him there. You know, let's be sorry, Jacob. Let's welcome Bobby as well. Bobby, go ahead. Give us your take, and I'll go to Cheryl and Max after you.
Yeah, big up, guys.
Big up, Bobby. Yeah,
Nick, honestly, you know, sometimes I listen to things and I kind of despair.
Yeah,
you know, let's just come to modern times and reality. The truth of the matter is that top flight Premier League football for the top clubs, and indeed European football, is a brutally competitive, financially driven sport. It has no time for anybody. Time waits for nobody. To the victor goes the spoils, and the winner takes it all. It has always been driven by money. It will continue to be driven by money and winnings, period. You've got to win it. You're in it to win it. All this romanticized stuff, listen, we've been there back in the old days. Those dark nights at Bolton and Hull City and all these places where most Chelsea fans went for a tear-up because there's no entertainment on the field. I don't want those days back.
No, it's true, though. Yes,
don't want that mediocrity ever again at Chelsea. I
that
want
was
the
the only
best,
way we could. Yeah, you said it. That's the only way we could
get
enjoy
entertainment.
ourselves.
It was
Entertainment, because
terrible.
the team couldn't entertain us, so
It,
we had
it,
to
it,
fight in the stands,
it,
and everywhere we went. That's what it
honestly,
was about those days. Yeah.
those days were
Go on, sorry.
terrible, and people
Yeah.
talk about them now as if it was all such great, grand, glorious, dandy, this and that and the other. I don't want
Yeah.
them back. I don't want mediocrity. I want us to be the best. Now, what's going on with our friend Mr. Potter is not acceptable. That's just the reality. The bar's not very high for this geezer. The reason why fans are kicking off at him is he's got to start showing us signs. Show us signs. There's
Any
no
sign,
sign that in the,
any match. One match. Show us something that you know what you're doing. So, but
that's
he's
all.
not. Yeah. Go on,
That,
sorry.
there's no
Yeah.
sign that he has rehearsed any phases of play. You have people like Detra Fafana dribbling, Madueke
Mm.
dribbling. These kids are looking for direction because it ain't coming from the bench, and it certainly ain't coming from the training ground. They can't even take proper corner kicks. That tells you what they're not doing at the training ground. It's a shambles, and it's all down to him, whether we like it or not. Yeah, I was on a platform earlier today, and somebody was saying it's only 1-0. Oh, we went to Dortmund. I'm like,
Oh,
what?
God.
What are you
What?
The
talking
difference
Give me
in
their
about?
name.
standard
What's
between
what's his name?
Dortmund and
I want his
Southampton
name.
is
That
huge.
that is loser mentality.
Yeah.
Loser. Look, Man United, when they're taken over from the Qataris, they're going to be through the roof. Let me tell you that now. Financially, if their debts are all paid off by these geezers, they're going to be buying the best every season, and they'll try and imitate what Real Madrid did, win the Champions League back to back to back to back. And we've got to put ourselves in a position now, not tomorrow, now, to be resilient and strong enough to be able to overcome that sort of competition. The competition's getting harder, not easier. We ain't got time to be sat down in deck chairs smoking cigars while we're waiting for our manager to find his way. He's got to start showing he's able to find his way. Honestly, listen, the thing that Matt Law said, that he's got these 3 games to show us what he's got, I really believe it. I really do. He won't last beyond June if he doesn't pull his socks up.
Yeah.
Probably, if he continues like this, the only thing that can save his job is winning the Champions League. And at this rate, he's going out next week. So
Yeah.
he really has it on his
We're,
plate.
we're, we're
I'm
not.
not even.
We're not going
I,
to beat Dortmund. I'm afraid this is the
well, you know, I
first
never
time
say
in my
never.
life. I would say we're not going to win. You know how always so optimistic I am, but
Yeah,
I can't. Not with Potter, I can't see it. After Saturday, I can't see him. And Tottenham, we're going to get beaten badly at Tottenham.
I'm just hanging on to
Honestly,
hope. You know,
yeah, I
and this
know. I've
5-year-old
lost
who's
hope,
out there, these
Bobby. I've
geezers.
lost hope. All hope with this guy. I don't want to see him. I don't want to. It's really. I don't know how to describe it. But it
Well,
wasn't just me feeling like this. There was a lot of friends the
well,
same.
there are a lot of people that are not happy, and not that we
Oh,
don't want him to succeed. I want him to prove me wrong. I really,
yeah, but
really do.
when,
I'm praying for it. I want him to
yeah,
really turn it around, but I can't see it.
How long
Look,
does the next coach get? How
well,
long does the
that's
next
not the
coach
point,
get?
John. That's not the point.
47
As long as
games,
it takes. As
48
long as it
games,
takes. It's not
49,
robotic.
50
Listen,
left.
these guys made their money not by shying away from their mistakes, but by facing their mistakes and fixing their problems. That's how they became billionaires. You don't go through life without making mistakes. You are made in life by your mistakes. Chelsea Football Club's not the first person to invest in a manager and the manager not work out, and they won't be the last. If they have to hold their hand up and say, hey, look, we really put all our hope in this guy, it hasn't worked out, they go scout
yeah,
around carefully and get in the right man, even if it takes 10, 20 goes. Man United had to go through so many frogs before they've got Ten Hag, and he still
yeah,
hasn't won anything for them. Was it David Moyes given a 7-8 year contract and they got
yeah,
rid of him in 7 months? Listen, it
exactly.
happens. That's
Yeah,
football. We're into all
they,
this hope.
they have to digest their mistake. That's
Of
all.
course they do.
The
And
thing
pay,
is,
pay for it.
they're new, right? Hold on, Bobby, a second.
Well, it's my turn to speak, and when it gets to yours,
Yeah,
I'll keep
yeah,
my mouth shut.
yeah. So yeah,
We're
Bobby,
let
so
Bobby
hold on a
finish. Ben,
second.
we're
Ben,
so.
Ben, let Bobby
Well,
finish, and you can
let me
come in.
just land, and then
Yeah,
I'll shut up.
yeah. No problem. No.
No
We're
problem, Bobby.
so.
Sorry, I just wanted to jump in on a bit you
Uh,
said.
all right, bro. I'll shut up soon. I'm nearly done. Look, we're so desperate for longevity in a manager that we're prepared to take any old crap. This guy, look, sometimes you've got to face reality. He's not doing it. We want him to do it. What can we do? They've supported him. People were talking about 300 million in players. Yeah, that's right. The next manager that comes in has to work with them players. Those players don't belong to the managers. They belong to Chelsea Football Club. I've never known. If you look, I keep referring to this guy's interview, John Obi Mikel. That
Yeah.
squad, they went through manager after manager after manager. There were winning managers that came with those players. So don't tell me all this, oh, he has to have his own players. That nonsense. They belong to the club. And if you're a manager worth your salt, you should be able to get a tune out of that quality out there. But this guy is struggling.
Bang
I
on.
hope he does it. I really do. But I can't see it. And these next 3 games are going to tell. And if the ownership is as wise as I think they are, they're doing their homework right now. Who told you they can't get Hansi Flick? They can do a deal with the German FA. It's been done before. There's a Maureen in Sporting. They can always go back to TT. We had Mourinho come back to Chelsea. There are so many permutations. Please,
Yeah.
apart from Zidane, I don't want him. He's not
No,
going to be
no,
able to
God,
deal with
God,
youngsters
no,
at Chelsea. He's not good enough. He's a
no,
Galacticos. That's all.
yeah,
He knows how to deal with Real Madrid and the Spanish league. He'll be
no,
lost here. Even I have concerns with Enrique to that extent. He's only coaching the Spanish league with all the La Masia players. Coming to
mm,
England is a whole different ball game. But Hansi Flick has done it with an international set of players, albeit only in Germany. But he has pedigree. The man, if you watch how Bayern played against us in that ill-fated Champions League, the one with the first one during the transfer ban. Their phases of play, everything rehearsed to a T. That's what we need. We don't need someone coming and talking about the club in interviews in the third person. That's what gets my goat more than anything else. He talks as if he doesn't even belong to the club. That really, listen, I nearly put my fist through the wall when I hear that geezer talking. What are you talking about? Who are you talking about? Aren't you Chelsea now? What do you mean by that? Oh, they, them, Chelsea. It's always they, them. It's never
mm,
us, we. Oh, I'm really angry with him. Let's see what he does against Spurs, because I tell you what, if he
yeah,
messes
God.
up against Spurs, the noise is only going to get louder. It'll
I
be the
think,
fans that will
yeah,
get him sacked, not the owners.
yeah, I think it's gonna be toxic. With our fans, yeah, even before the game, maybe, because in that I mentioned the protest on Wednesday. Yeah, people are actually going to have a protest outside the bridge 5 p.m. on Wednesday, this Wednesday.
And I'll shut up now. I've said mine.
Yeah, that's all right, but we carry on.
No,
If
I'll just cool down. The
yeah,
others wanted
Can
to talk.
I
yeah,
can I
Ben,
brush on something Bobby
yeah,
just said?
yeah, go
Bobby,
on. All right, yeah,
Bobby, mate, I'll back you. Like everything you just said for me is it's bang on, right? Going back to the whole Bowley thing, right? We know probably me, you, John, and probably Nick and a few and certified definitely, right? We all know what it was like during the Roman era. Roman was very brutal, right? And he
yeah,
was brutal to the point where he was willing to chuck millions and millions and hundreds of millions of pounds at our club, right? And Marina to get the problem fixed, to get Chelsea winning titles, right? Bowley is he relies on numbers and figures. He's a strategist, right? If you like. Now, to me, right, especially from a distance, if Bowley came out right in an interview, held his hands up and said, "Look, I messed up. I'm sorry. You know, he would get so much more respect from Chelsea Football Club and its fans. He would get so much more
He
for
can't
admitting a
quite say
mistake.
that now. At this point, he's not going to come out and tell you they're going to sack the manager. They have to
No,
let
no.
things settle, and they got to
Yeah.
find the right person before they start
You know,
talking.
I'm sure they're talking about it,
Oh
Ben.
yeah.
They can't come out and say anything
No,
right now.
I'm not
To the,
saying they're going
yeah.
to sack him. What I'm saying is, if
No, we
they,
want
if
them to
in,
sack him.
if they came out right after these next three, believe me, I'm with you, mate. I want him gone now
I know
myself,
you
right?
do. We all want him
Right.
gone, except John.
If the next three games go Pete Tong and pear shaped, like we all know they're gonna, right? Let's be honest and be real. If they came out in 3 games' time and we got club statement, blah blah blah, Chelsea would like to play there, all that rubbish, right? And they sacked him, and then Bowley come out in an interview and said, "Look, I'm sorry, I should have listened earlier, blah blah blah. It's now about choosing the right person, etc., etc., etc." He'd probably get a warmer reception from the fans for admitting he was wrong than keep putting us through this. Right? I'm not being funny.
Yeah.
Been in the Chelsea shirt for as long as I can remember, right? And I've never, ever, ever, ever seen Chelsea
Well,
this bad.
yeah,
Not
Ben, I told you my feelings. I've been going to Chelsea for 55 years. And on Saturday, I've never had a feeling after a game like I had on Saturday. Never in my life to be so disgusted. And, you know, and even watching during the game, watching what? Watching nothing, you know.
I mean,
And
I've never
let's,
seen Chelsea this bad.
no,
Never. We have
no one has.
always had at least 2 or 3 leaders, right, who would
Yeah,
pick the young lads up by the scruff of their neck, give them a boot up the arse, and say, "This is Chelsea
that's
Football Club.
that's why I
You
said,
play, you
yeah,
play for this badge and this club.
that's
This
why
club has given
Ben,
you a
that's why,
platform.
yeah,
Perform on it." And
exactly.
under
That's why I
Potter,
said,
it's
Ben,
not working.
yeah, Ben, that's why I said, bring in an interim a manager, caretaker, bring in John Terry, just to wake this lot up. He's tough. I'm not saying he's going to be a permanent manager, but there's no reason why he can't stay as an assistant if he succeeds, you know. Get this guy out. He's not a Chelsea man. Get him right now, you know. You must have to him be gone. I don't care how many billions Bowley spent. You have to get him out. And Wednesday, they're going to hear us even more. And Bowley will hear the fans, you know, because we're sick of it. Absolutely sick.
Yeah,
So
but
then let me
ultimately,
go to the others. I'll come back to you.
all
They'll
right.
be waiting as well. Yeah, Max. Go ahead, Max, and I'll come to Cheryl and Certify. Welcome, Certify. Certify, can you hear us?
How you doing, guys?
Yeah, go ahead, Max.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Big up to you. Thanks for coming on.
Uh-huh.
Yes. What's your take?
Well,
So,
the morning after the night before, or 2 days after the night before,
well,
I've had a
start with the
chance
game.
to.
Start with the game. Your feelings
I've had a
with that
chance to
game,
digest and
and
everything.
after the digestion, your feelings.
Yeah, the thing is, I wasn't happy with the performance. No one could have been happy with that performance. It was first half was a shambolic performance. Second half we galvanised a bit, and things are not falling for us at the minute. Sterling had a couple of chances off the line, and when he came on, but the thing is, after listening to the Matt Law, reading the Matt Law article, and sometimes there is context. I know us as fans get very emotional, but there is some context behind it, because one of my beefs against what Potter did was his team selection. But we do know that we can't be, because I was saying we need a result. We should have played the likes of your Reece James and Loftus-Cheek and people like that. But if it was on the medical advice that if you play them, they may get serious injury. We saw what happened when we rushed back Reece James before. and he got that bad, that injury, that setback. So we don't want to be in a similar situation. So I can understand now why he chose the players that he did. For me, overall, with Potter, I always say we're in a results business. We're in he needs to get results, and he needs to get them quickly. I've recently done a video, I haven't published it yet on my channel, where I talk about the comparisons between him, Klopp, and Arteta, and their record is quite similar actually. After 18, obviously Potter's only had 17 league games, but after 18 league games, I think Potter's only lost 2 less than what Klopp lost in his first 18 games. But the difference is, with both Klopp and Arteta, is that when they first took over, because both managers took over mid-season as well, and they started poorly. I think Klopp only got 5 points from his first 4 games, and Arteta only got 2 points, I think, from his first 3 games. And with Potter, he started off well. He got 9 points from his first 3 games, and he's digressed. Right, with the other 2, they showed improvement as time went on. But with Potter, what he's done, he hasn't. He's kind of digressed. The team, we scored 9 goals in our first 3 games, and in our next 9 games, we've scored 7 goals though. 7 goals in our first 3 games, 9 goals in our next 14. So that's just we can't go on with results like this. Patience, it's all good calling for patience, but results are what is key. And how long do we give him if we keep on losing? I was one who was advocating patience at the beginning, and because I don't want to get into this hiring. Like Bobby said, there's not a lot of options out there to choose from anyway. But if they've come out and said what they've said now, that they're going to give him a bit more time, so there's going to be no sacking for now. But if our next 3 results in the league are unfavourable, then I just can't see how he's going to stay beyond those 3 games. No. And if he gets knocked out of the cup as well. So
that's a big
and
one.
If the thing is, if he's, and I don't hate Potter or anything like.
No, we don't know. I don't hate him. He's a nice person, but he's just not the right manager for us.
But the thing is, if he starts getting some results down, then I will stick with him. I wouldn't say I still want him out. If he gets 7 points from the next 3 games, then I'll say, let's see what he can do with a pre-season. I'm not going to just say let's get rid.
We all will. So those are the signs we're looking for. Just
that's what I'm saying. Exactly.
The bar's not that high.
But not only results, I'm looking for performances as well. Yep. So it's results and performances that need to be on the up, and that's the only way.
Not being funny, right? I kind of agree with you, and I kind of disagree with you, right? If we have an okay performance and pick 3 points up, I'm happy with that. 3 points is 3 points, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You can't in today's modernized football, right? If you have an okay performance and you pick up 3 points, right? Those 3 points will mean more to any fan in world football, right, than what a really good performance was and a loss.
Of course.
Yeah. Obviously, results before performances now.
Exactly. So if Potter shows me in the next 3 games, right, a direction, or not even a direction, just that he's got a set of balls and he knows that how he wants to drive. Sorry for swearing. He wants to know how he can. He wants to show us where he can drive this club to, right? And he shows us in the next 3 games. Then fans are going to come out and say this exact statement. Well, if he could have done it in the last 3 games, why couldn't he have done it in the games prior? Cool. So either way, he's not going to win. Fans are still going to be on his back.
But that's what I'm saying. Yeah. If we can get these results out, fans will start to then back him if he picks up between now and the end of the season. Because from the briefing that was made today, they did say that they've had people watching him train and they're quite content with his training, everything. It's going to take a while for it to come through to the players, because obviously we've had a few injuries and new players, etc., etc. So it will take a bit of time. But as I'm saying, things have got to happen quickly, really quickly. Otherwise, it's just going to go downhill.
For me, Max, even if he wins the next 10 games, he's not the right manager for the club. I don't care what he does this season, is finished for me. He ain't the right guy.
Exactly.
But if he wins the next, how could you say that?
If he wins,
how could you say that?
How
could you say that?
If he beats Tottenham, say we beat Tottenham.
If he wins the next 10 games, how could you then turn around and say he's not the right guy
because
for
I know
the job?
he ain't going to win the next 10 games.
No, but you said if he does, he still won't be the right man for you. But
no,
that
I want
that
a new manager. I want a proper world-class manager.
That to me is saying that you've got an agenda. If you're saying that if this guy wins the next 10 games,
I don't hate him, but I don't want. He's not.
No, but remarks like if he wins the next 10 games, then he's still not the manager for you. Then
maybe I'll think about you if he wins the next 10. But we need a proper manager. Max.
Can I just say something? Okay, as I said, I'm not saying he's the right one or not. Only time will tell whether he's the right manager for the job or not. And the next 3 games or 4, if he starts to spiral, then yeah. But I can't say that he's not the right manager. We can't say that yet because we don't know. He's come into a very difficult job, and a massive job that he's come into. And there are, you saw, Pep's first season, and he's meant to be the best manager in the world at Man City. They were calling for his head, weren't they, for Pep? And because they were struggling. They scraped top 4 when he first came into the team. So things do take time. When we've got to realise that things do take time.
Yeah, but it's not different. Yeah, but Max Pep was a world-class manager when he came to City. Potter is a mid-table relegation manager. It's a big difference. He hasn't won nothing in his life. It's massive difference.
Yeah, we say that, but Jurgen, what's his name? Thomas Tuchel. He was at a lower division. Was it Mans or something before he went to Dortmund? And
go on.
Yeah, but he started somewhere. He wasn't, they saw something in him to employ him in the first place. So to use that analogy of being a mid-table, I think that's just, that's not founded, because we have had mid-table managers before who've come in and done well. Jose started off at a 3rd division club. I know he worked with Barcelona and everything else, but he started off at a lower club before he took on the Porto role. So some managers have got to start somewhere. As I said, I'm not saying he's the right man for the job. I'm not saying that I want him to stay. Results dictate. But if results pick up, then I'm willing for him to stay.
The results ain't dictating right now. 15
games.
Results
Results do dictate. Results do dictate. And
that's what I was saying. 2 wins,
that's what I'm saying.
15,
but it's not good. I know it's not good. I'm saying it's not good.
You're saying you're not put out now?
I'm not saying I'm on the fence,
All right.
The other day I was speaking with.
You're safe on the fence.
No, I was speaking with emotion the other day after that Southampton game. I was speaking with a lot of emotion.
We come down a bit
because losing to the bottom team without a manager and everything else, I found that really unacceptable. But when you sort of take time to calm down and try and be rational and reasonable about the situation, then you also got to look at what is going on behind the scenes at the club as a whole. This is a big overhaul of a club. We've practically bought a brand new side in January, and 6 of those players were playing. And whoever you are, I've seen Jose Mourinho before when he's had made about 4 or 5 changes at half time, and the side doesn't gel because they're not used to playing with each other. So we've got to take that into account as well. When this isn't FIFA Football Manager where we can just use a remote control to control these players.
What he looks like to me, Potter? It's like that game when we were young, we used to play Subutio. Remember that game? I don't know if you go.
Yeah, as I said, he's made a few mistakes. Put him out up front. I don't know. Taking off the far. No, I don't know.
Reminds me manager for that sort of game, Subutio.
But I'm saying he can help himself a bit better. with what he's with some of his decisions
and
he's
his
making.
comments. He's
And
the comments he makes. He's all right. All right. I'm not telling you to jump up and down like
I'm not.
Conte used
You
to.
know what?
But just show some emotion.
No, that doesn't
You know,
bother me. Some of these, it does kind of, because some of these managers have been really clever in what they say. They say the right things to get the fans on board. I suppose getting the fans on board is good, so he has to maybe say the right things. But these words for me are, even like Jose used to say things, but then when Jose left us, he was a totally different, wasn't it?
yeah, but
Because he was
the
saying
other
things to
thing,
get us
how
on
can
board.
you
And
forgive Potter when he didn't show no reaction when that penalty we had against West Ham? No reaction. He didn't say nothing. It's part of the game. He showed no during that when it was that incident. He should have been on that pitch. Any other Chelsea manager would have, red card or not, they would have been on there. He didn't say nothing.
does it make
That's
you
all.
a good manager if you scream and shout?
No, he does a bit. Yeah. Look at the great managers we
It
had in the
doesn't make
past.
you a good manager if you scream and shout, but it shows you care.
Shows you. Yeah, he doesn't care. He's here for the money, Max. Yeah, that's what he is.
You don't know if he doesn't. He's got different personalities.
No, he doesn't care about the club. You can see it in his face.
You don't know. You don't know. It's about personalities. Like with
I
me,
know he doesn't. I know he's
with
here for
me.
the money.
Listen. With me, I'm a laid back guy. Yeah, and I don't show a lot of anger. It doesn't mean I don't get angry, but I don't
Yeah, but you do get
outwardly show
angry sometimes.
anger. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
show
but I'm not
anger,
saying,
and I don't scream and shout
I'm not
because
telling you
when
angry, but
I'm
show
more
emotion.
measured in the way that
You can't be that measured.
my emotions come out.
When even the haters, the pundits, Shearer, everyone, they said it's a stonewall penalty. What's that the VAR doing, or what's that ref doing? Potter didn't say a word. I can't forgive him for that. Plus, the game on Saturday, that's too much, really.
Yeah, but as I said, at the end of the day,
I know
I've
what you're saying.
always said it's all about results for me.
Yeah,
And the next three results are key. If he can get us into winning,
say
you
the
know
last,
what? But if he can get us winning, and then I'll be happy. That's all I want.
If you remember, every time we do the show before the preview or reaction, we say, right, we have to win the next three. Before West Ham, we have to win them three. We have to beat West Ham, go Dortmund, beat Dortmund, and beat Southampton.
But it's simple. If we don't, then he's out. That's it. That's simple.
And then we lost. We drawn at West Ham, and we lost Dortmund. We lost Southampton. All right, now Tottenham. So if we lose at Tottenham, you're still going to say give him time?
No. Did you hear what I said? I said the next three results are going to determine if he's he can't. We can't defend somebody if they go and lose the next three games. But if he starts to win, I want him to start winning. I don't want. I heard some people say I want him to lose the next game so he can lose his job. That's not. When fans say that, that's just ridiculous.
That's
not Chelsea fans. No. I don't care. I saw it a couple of times. I've seen it on Twitter today. I hope we lose 5-0 to Tottenham. So
I've seen it. I've seen a lot of people say that.
All that. No, sorry, I don't buy into that nonsense. I'm sorry.
I don't know. Let's see
I want to see us winning. I don't care who the manager is.
Yeah, of course we want to win. But even if we start winning, we can't make top four.
We're not going to make top four. Let's be realistic. Top four this season in a rebuild, to get top four when we're rebuilding.
Yeah, we thought it wouldn't happen anyway.
It's a pipe dream. So everyone at the beginning of the season, they just said, the situation we're in. Do you think we'll get top four? Probably we say.
Yeah, but we will say, right, if we don't get top four, at least we can try and win the Champions League.
Can I ask a question about this protest that's going on Wednesday, right? Can I ask what you're trying to achieve?
Well, it's not me. I'm not organising it. Someone else.
No. I'm asking in general. What are the fans trying to achieve?
They want to protest. They want Potter out. Simple.
Right. They want to protest. They want Potter out. Yeah.
Yes.
Not being funny, we have seen on multiple occasions that Bowley interacts with fans and listens to them and hears them, because if you actually go on his Twitter page and click the likes tab, it will show you fans comments that he's liked, so he hears us already.
Yeah, but they want
Right?
him to hear
He's,
them
as
before
I've
they
said
put podcast.
before, he relies on statistics. Right? I am not going to sit here and defend Potter, right? Because there's parts of Potter's style I like, and there's parts of it I just can't bear. And he doesn't fit Chelsea, right? He doesn't.
Exactly.
When you
That's why
think
they-
of a
that's why they wanna
Chelsea
protest.
manager, when you
Yeah,
think of a
yeah.
Chelsea manager, you think of someone with a mentality and a drive and a hunger and just somebody who wants to make the team better than it already is.
That's
And
what
if you
I'm
want
saying,
my
yeah.
opinion, the reason Bowley got rid of Tuchel is not because he lost the dressing room, because I fail to believe that he lost the dressing room. I disregard that comment, right? And I hate going back to previous managers because it just drives me insane when people are comparing managers, right? Because when you get a new manager in, their style of play compared to the previous manager is a complete U-turn. Every manager has a way they like to play, and 98% of them, I'm going to say, are different, right? I've always maintained, right? And Nick, you know this, I've tweeted it several times, you've liked it, right? While there is somebody in that dugout wearing my badge on our badge, not mine, our badge on their chest, right? And they are taking this heat and they recognise they're doing things wrong and they recognise they're upsetting the fans, right? I will back him until he is no longer in charge, because I support Chelsea Football Club as a whole, right? Now, for me, Potter isn't good enough. Potter isn't the man to take Chelsea on to bigger and better things. He isn't the man to dethrone City of their ridiculous like rampage they've been on in the Premier League, right? But if you sat there and said, Ben, you've got Luis Enrique, Hansi Flick, Zizou, and all these other managers that are been rumoured to be linked with, right? Can I be honest with you? I don't want Jose, because that's like taking 2 steps forward and going 6 steps back.
No, you don't. We don't know that. I want Jose. He's the only one who can save the club.
Not being funny. Fans are always going to turn to a safe option in Jose. Right?
It's not about being safe. He's about. He loves the club. He loves the club. We want someone with Chelsea DNA, and Jose is. He has that DNA.
Agreed, right? You won't never see me say a bad word about Jose.
The reality is that Jose is not going to come back, and I know. That's why
we don't know that.
Jose would be a disaster. I'm sorry.
No, he won't.
Thank you.
He would.
Anyway,
Nick.
You don't know that. Any manager, you can say that about any manager or
Jose,
manager.
He's not. The thing is, if we were talking about 10, 20 years ago, when he was his Chelsea times, then that's a project manager.
Doesn't matter.
He's not right now. He's not a project manager. For me, he's already done a project with us, and look where we are. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's not his fault where we are right now.
No. I'm not saying. I mean, look what we've done. I mean, I'm talking about in the sense,
Nick,
Max.
the second's gone.
I'm looking at in the sense what we've won. I mean, I'm not talking about right now.
Yeah,
look at what we've won. Do you know what I'm saying?
Nick, I'm saying someone like him.
Look what the project was.
Nick, the second spell he had at Chelsea, it was short-term success for long-term pain, because getting rid of the likes of De Bruyne and people like that at the time, just so that he can get that trophy, and then he left us in a worse state afterwards. Okay, we got that league trophy, but after that, then
if not Jose, we have to get someone with that sort of manager. You
Max,
know what I mean?
I disagree with what you just said about Salah and De Bruyne. I've said this thousands of times, right?
Ben, hold on. Let's go to Cheryl. He's been here for 1 hour. He hasn't said a word. Then we carry on. And you certify after Cheryl. Cheryl, go ahead. What's your take on everything from the match Saturday?
I hope everyone is doing good.
Yeah, big up to you. Welcome to the panel for your first time here. Welcome.
Yeah, it's my first time here actually with you guys. But yeah, anyway, guys, all I can say right now, I don't know where to start from, but all I can say, I had was it Max or who saying even if he wins 3 games or
Yeah.
let me say 10 games, um, he would change his mind because he wants the club to win. Yeah, I'm a Chelsea Football Club fan. This is Chelsea Football Club. Yeah, this is no Porter's team. It's Chelsea Football Club. Bolly came in. It was still Chelsea Football Club. They changed everything. We're still Chelsea Football Club. Even if we have new owners, it's Chelsea Football Club. Yeah. I personally, even if Porter wins, let me say, these next 3 games, trust me, I'm not with Porter anymore. You get my point? Not with Potter anymore because there is no way we're playing such things. I've seen, by the way, I used to back Porter. I used to back Porter. Nick, if you remember, because I
I
used to
know you
tell
was
you.
yeah, you used to. I remember Bobby did as well in
Yeah,
the beginning. Bobby, you at the beginning you wanted to give him time, but
yeah,
now
exactly.
even Bobby's had enough.
Yeah, I've had
Really,
enough because this weekend, let me be honest, this weekend, I've been watching his tactics and all that. And I'm like, okay, but this weekend I lost it. I lost it.
yeah.
By the time you substitute Datro Fofana off, we 1-0 down.
Mm.
You substitute our striker, only striker, then you substitute him off. He's created more chances.
No,
He's
he
been
was the
our
only
best
player.
player.
He was the best player on the pitch, and he
Yeah,
didn't bring him
for
on the second
Chelsea, he
half.
was
You
the
know,
best player on the pitch.
he
But by the
was
time you
easy.
substitute, yeah, by the time you substitute him off, late Mason Mount play at false nine. He's costed the whole game. I don't think Mason had more than 10 touches in that match in the first
No,
half. I don't think so in the
no.
first half because he literally ghosted. Then Port substituted off for Fana. Then he played Mason at false nine. That's where I lost it. I'm like, what's this now? Because it can be. Hear my point. Yeah, for resting Rhys James and Thiago Silva, that's very okay. Yeah, given the quality that we have right now, um, even if you rested the whole 11 that played at Dortmund, there is no way you could lose to Southampton. No way. The team doesn't have any manager. It's literally struggling. It's got 6 points from Chelsea
Mm.
Football Club this season. That's a shame. And it was at Stamford Bridge. You know, it was at Stamford Bridge. 6 points. They have 18 points. Those
Yep.
18 points, they have 6 points off
And
Chelsea.
yep. They're still
You can
bottom.
imagine. Yeah,
And
you can imagine.
we have 31. We're 10 points from
But I
fourth
remember
place.
three of them were from Tuchel as well.
Yeah, but
Three.
yeah, they
Yeah,
were
yeah,
from
yeah,
Tuchel.
yeah. That's right.
But
Yeah.
but I had someone say Tuchel did this and that. Let me be honest with you. Yeah, Potter doesn't need time. Potter's got all the time he needs. Yeah, the World Cup break. Because no way all the players went to the World Cup. Mason Mount. I think it was like 5 to 6 to 7 players who went there, but we had a lot of players back home. And Potter had all the
11,
time he
11
needs.
actually.
Yeah,
11 went.
Mm.
and that's okay. And that's okay. Because not only talking about the World Cup break, we're talking about all the parties had. He's been with the team since October. These players that have come in are world class players. They're very good players. You're not going to teach them anything. Enzo Fernandez is a winner. He has that winning mentality. He's played besides Messi, besides very good
He
players.
was
You
lost
know
Saturday. Even him, he was lost.
exactly. You know why? It's because of Potter. He
I
made him
know that.
play six.
I know that, Cheryl. You know my feelings. I know.
Because
But
there is no way you're playing Enzo
yeah,
Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez is playing better at the left CM,
you know,
you
and
know,
the
and
problem is, the problem is if we carry on with Potter, we're going to lose. We could not lose Fernandez as he's going to go, but they would deep down in form. I think Bobby was saying that the other day. They will lose form, these players, if we
Yeah,
carry on.
and they'll turn up as flops because we know our fan base and we know how people hate Chelsea and their players.
Yeah,
Because by the time they are going to start performing poorly, you're going to see texts all over Twitter, the tweets saying, Modric is a flop. I've seen it already.
yeah. One bad
I've
game and
seen them
they're
already.
on to yeah.
Yeah, but why? It's because of and when these players see such tweets, trust me, they get pressure. And when you start playing on pressure in the Premier League, you're done.
Yeah.
You're done. You get so the whole issue is on Potter because there is no way you ghosted Enzo Fernandez. By the way, Enzo didn't ghost. Enzo was our best player because I checked the stats and he completed more passes, tackles, take-ons, but I lost it when he was even pressing in the forward, because there is people are saying Mateo Kovacic and Enzo Fernandez would be a deadly partnership. I've seen it. It won't work. It won't work. We need a player like Lavia or Declan Rice to sit right there and partner with Enzo Fernandez. Otherwise, Kovacic, I don't see it happening with Enzo. If it's happening, then we have to limit. Enzo Fernandez has to sit back, just like how Jorginho was doing so. And when he sits back, you're limiting him because we all know what Enzo can do. You see, Enzo is like a Fabregas. There is no way he's going to pick up Joao Felix when he's in a six. No way. Because Enzo, but all this is on Potter. All this is on
exactly. Potter. Let's you can all answer the question. See who what JP say. What was the biggest reason why Bowley sacked Tuchel?
I personally, I think I won't say this or that, but
the biggest reason. There's a lot of reasons, but what's your biggest reason?
My biggest, I think, it started when he was after that Arsenal game. It was like we have the same players because we still have the same issues because we have the same players, and I think they didn't get it. They didn't get it, and Tuchel himself, I think he acted like the bosses wanted a manager who would say yes to everything, and Tuchel wasn't ready to do this.
He wasn't that, yeah.
Tuchel had his own favors and views. You get, he wouldn't say yes to everything. Ball is doing this, yes. Doing that, yes.
That's one of the reasons, I think.
Yeah, so I think personally, I think that was
not the biggest reason. We make our decision. Bobby, you there? Sorry, Bobby. Max, what's your biggest reason?
We can only go by.
Sorry, I was trying to unmute. Sorry.
What's this comment here? What was the biggest reason why Bowley sacked Tuchel? The biggest reason
I think
for you,
from my understanding and from what I've sort of deducted myself, is that Tuchel is not necessarily a project manager in the nature of the project that Chelsea required. People forget the manner in which this club was purchased. It was a fire sale, and the owners spent so much time and effort meeting the criteria to get the club in the first place that they hardly had time to breathe, to lay down the structure. So Bowley directly himself, and probably Egbali, were directly relying on Thomas Tuchel for like the selection of players that they knew that we badly needed and so on, and they struggled to get much interaction out of him. Now, is that anybody's fault? Not necessarily. It's just that the way they want to go, they need an interactive coach, and that's partly why they went for Potter, because he's mild-mannered, he's easy to talk to, and he will engage them. That's their way. I can't fault it. I can't praise it.
There was so many reasons, really, but the biggest is hard to say the biggest reason. There's so many reasons, really.
The main reason I think
yeah,
to why you get along, you get my point, because there is no way you're saying that Tuchel can't handle a project. He can, because we saw him do it with Chalobah. He made Rudiger a very good player.
yeah. He made players great. Don't forget.
Yeah, he made Rudiger
Roger,
wow.
Alonso even came to life.
Of course,
You know,
he made
we
Reece
mustn't
James.
forget. We mustn't forget Tuchel. Really, but
Mason
Max,
Mount.
Max, what's your biggest reason?
Yeah, we could only go by what's been briefed. Really, they did say that at the time he, you know, that's the brief what came out today, where they said he threw the players under the bus. Whether that's right or not, I don't know. His talent ID is not the greatest. He's a great coach,
Yeah.
but you know, the players
I'll see.
select.
Max, I'll see why JP was asking that question. You see what he said now. There's just he's saying. So how will it be different with Jose? He will be a bigger nightmare for Bowley, and has a bigger ego. If the clash of egos was the reason, because Cheryl was saying, this is why I don't want to get my hopes up for Jose returning.
Yeah, and
yeah, go on.
Yeah, exactly. And one of the things
God.
what throughout Tuchel's career as well, he has had fallouts with the board. He can come across as arrogant at times to people. You know, he's probably self-belief, but he can come across as arrogance. And if he, as I said, if he wasn't picking up calls in the end and he wasn't making himself available for them when they wanted him, then, you know, then they are within their rights to get rid of him, because at the end of the day, they're your bosses. They're the people you answer to.
Yeah, go on, sorry.
So you've got to respect that.
Yeah, my thing, I think, you know, Bowley he wanted someone like Potter, because he had a vision. It's not about, so he's a yes man. I think it's because he's a yes man. I don't think Potter is that. I think it's Bowley wanted a vision like he has in America with the Dodgers, a manager who's been there 7 years, and they're winning. Bowley, don't forget, Bowley at the time didn't have any Christopher Vivell or anyone else to advise him. And he just had that thought. He wanted, you know, he thought Chelsea can be like the Dodgers, you know, with a long-term manager. And that's what I think he's that too cool. That's my feeling. But John, what's yours? John, are you there?
I'm still here.
Yeah. What's your thoughts of? What's your biggest reason for Bowley sacking Tuchel? What do you think?
Look, my advice is this. I don't know if other fan bases go through this. I'm sure they do. To what extent, I know not, because I don't really follow them. They're just becoming absolutely expert at looking in the rear view mirror. Marina must be absolutely overjoyed at the appointment of Tuchel, because for how long on social media was she the wicked witch of the north? All of Chelsea's woes were laid at her door by large numbers of Chelsea fans. Abramovich is gone. It's finished. It's over. Tuchel is gone. It's finished. It's over.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
We've got to move forward. Now, people might argue about the coach and all the rest of it, but wow, does this fan base love looking at its navel? That's my advice. We've got to look forward. I'm not going to sort of.
Oh yeah, we are. We're looking forward, John. It's just a question.
We keep mentioning Tuchel. I'll answer a question, shall I? I'll give you the straightforward question. All my sources at the club and all my instinct and all my intuition, he lost the dressing room.
Yeah,
There you
plus a
go.
few other.
That's why he went. And if you
no,
want an example, if you want the proof of that, Zagreb away.
Yeah,
If
it's
that
not
was
just
a, if that was a dress rehearsal in how to get a coach sacked, that was it.
There was a lot of
It
things.
was appalling. It was
Yeah,
appalling.
anyway,
I
anyway,
still haven't found it in my heart. I
Yeah.
still haven't found it in
I
my
know.
heart to forgive the likes of Ziyech. But he lost the dressing room. There you go.
Yeah, he lost
300 million quid spaffed up the wall.
Yeah.
And people keep rattling on about Tuchel.
Yeah, but he's not right till he's asking a question because we were talking about Josie. That's why.
Oh, there we go again.
Yeah.
Mourinho, it's finished. It's over.
Yeah, we don't know.
That's my advice. What do you want? Why do we want Mourinho back?
Because he's a blue. That's why.
I've told you what he'll do.
Yeah.
He won't want any inexperienced players in his team. The project, inverted commas, will go
a different
up in
Mourinho
smoke.
He's a different
Mourinho. He's the same Mourinho.
He's a mature Mourinho now. He was young when he came to us. Don't forget. But
he was young and at his best when he came to us first. Of course he was. He was brilliant. Look.
Yeah.
I love Jose Mourinho.
I know you do.
Wow.
We all do. But
why do we want to keep reappointing people?
Yeah, because we ain't got no one better. We can't keep
support the coach. Support the
it
team.
Doesn't make sense.
There you go. Shock, horror. Support the current coach.
We support
the current team. Don't boo. Don't organise daft demonstrations. Don't put falsehoods out on social media, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah, but John, that's what they're going to do. I know it's your advice, but the fans won't stand for it. You know that deep down.
Well, look, people keep going on about the fans. I'm a fan.
Yeah, I know. Everyone's seen time.
I sit with people. I go to football with friends. They don't want Potter out.
Yeah, but the ones I'll go and sit with.
These people
the ones I'll go and sit with, they don't want
massive social media accounts.
It's not just that. There's people. I was at the game Saturday. I was at nearly every single home game this year, and I've seen people thinking the same. He's not the guy for Chelsea.
Then my advice to them is grow a pair, support the team. Grow a pair, support the team.
We support the team.
Look,
but sir, Nick, I'm with John here. No, sorry, I'm with John here. The thing is, I hate it when people boo and say get people out. I never done that in a football match. Even with Rafa Benitez. No. What is it? What do we want our team to win, or do we want our team?
We want some winning.
Exactly. So if we're just shouting and booing and making all sorts of noises,
but
is that going to be of benefit? Is that going to be benefit or negative? We do it in a different way, not when at the matches, because the players at the moment are not playing with any. Now, hold on.
I know what you're
saying. The
players
at the moment are not playing with any sort of confidence, and having that toxicity around the ground is not doing anybody any good.
Oh yeah, it won't make it any better. I know, but it happens at every single club. When you don't get results, it's the manager who gets the blame, not the players. You should know that. The manager is the manager. He's the first one to get blamed. Let's go to certify.
Nick, how many Chelsea fans do you know? I'm sure you know quite a few. How many Chelsea fans do you know who have experienced a few losses in a row? Who have experienced when the clubs who have in the clubs? Let me give you the classic case under Abramovich.
Okay.
Where none of that was true. A very popular coach and a very successful coach. And Ancelotti sacked in the tunnel at Everton, so they claim. There you go. There was a brilliant coach. Look what he's done since he left there, and he was run out, of Munich as well.
I understand.
And people who listen. people who shout for Flick, I have no doubt, like Potter, he's highly qualified, probably a better
I'm not
coach at the
shouting
moment
for
than
Flick
Potter.
or
I
anyone
don't
else.
dispute that. I'll tell
Yeah.
you something about Flick that people leave out of his CV. We've just been through the 22nd World Cup, the 22nd.
Yeah.
Germany have got to 8 finals, won 4, lost 4. Tell me what that highly talented squad did under Flick in the World Cup.
I know. I'm not saying I want Flick or Enrique or anyone else. What I said was Potter to go, bring someone, caretaker, interim, like we did with Gas.
We just go back to the old thing of hire and fire.
No, we won't.
No, we won't. Yes, we will.
We will. We're not getting the right man. Yes, but it's better to do it that way. Way.
Tell me who the right man is.
The right man is Jose. I said to you.
Well.
In the end, I'm not saying right now.
We're at Roma in the Italian league.
I'm just saying
they're actually doing quite well, but I think they're third or fourth.
Plus, he's made Abraham into a proper number 9 as well. Don't forget that.
I think he's only. I think you. Someone can correct me. I think Abraham's only got 4 goals this season.
You sure?
I stand to be corrected on that.
He's become a better player, I think, under him. But anyway, we don't know. I'm just saying what I feel at the moment, because all I want is Potter to go, get John Terry will steady the ship. Then we think about
John Terry won't. Why do you think John Terry's coaching career did not take off after his stint at Aston Villa?
I'll tell you why. Because he didn't want to go into management, to rush going into management like Frank Lampard. He said it. On TV, he said that.
John Terry has some wonderful virtues.
No, John, he said
Terry has some wonderful virtues.
He said it on live spot on TV.
Well, when he comes back from his skiing holiday, you can ask him if he wants to take over.
Of course he will.
He's moved on. John Terry's moved on. He's not the answer. Listen, I'll give you another example. Of the crassness of the current Chelsea fan base.
Yeah.
Fofana, the lad up front.
Yeah.
Yes, on Saturday. People say, why did he take him off?
Yeah,
I'll tell you why he took him off. Because he's not ready for Premiership football.
No.
When that lad,
I don't agree.
When that lad had that chance against Fulham, if you've ever played cricket and you've put a cricket bat in someone's hand and said, you're in next, and they go out and they hit a 4, let me finish, and they hit a 4.
Why did he start Mason Mount, John? Why did he start Mason Mount when he
I'll explain that. And they hit a 4 or a 6. You know what it's called? Beginner's luck.
John,
you tell me what that lad did since he turned the Fulham goalkeeper and missed an open goal. Tell me what he's done since. He is not Premiership. He is not Premiership ready. He should be out on loan, learning his trade. Why do you think he only cost 10 million quid?
Doesn't matter.
Why do you think he only cost 10 million quid? Because he's Lionel Messi in the making.
No, John, you
get real. He was awful on Saturday.
He was our best player.
He was awful.
How can you say he was awful? God.
Because I watched him.
I was watching. I was there.
Tell me what he did. Tell me how many completed passes he made. Tell me how many shots on target he had. Tell me how many times he troubled the Southampton goalkeeper. 0, 0, 0.
John,
wise up. He's not good enough.
Yeah, of course he's good enough. It is game time.
All the players weren't good.
Yeah, he's not good enough. He might be good enough in 2 or 3 years' time.
John,
at the moment, he's not. And anyone who thinks he is, with great respect, you're not watching the same game as
what
me.
we got right now. Look, who's our number 9 right now? Aubameyang. Why is he's been frozen out? Why
suddenly Aubameyang?
Yeah.
Suddenly Aubameyang has come to be this wonderful Chelsea player that's being underutilized. It's very simple why Aubameyang is not.
Potter doesn't like
It's
him.
very, very simple.
No.
It's very, very simple.
No, John.
It's very, very simple why Aubameyang is not.
You don't take him to Dortmund. The
Rubbish.
Only striker we
It's
have.
very, very simple why Aubameyang is not suited.
Mason Mount as number 9 now.
I'll explain it to you in footballing terms. Aubameyang is a fox in the box.
Yeah, we know. That's what I'm saying. Who would have scored?
We play a system. We play a system.
A hat-trick against Dortmund.
No, he wouldn't. We play a system. We play a system.
You got it, John. You got it all wrong. I don't know what
we play a system. We play a system. We play a system. We play a system where we're expecting our number 9 not only to play facing forward with his back to goal. Tell me any time in Aubameyang's career where he's played as a front forward 9. He never has, and he's no good at it. That's not his strength.
I want him to be there. We want him to be in the box to get goals. He's got an instinct to score. That's all he's for. But
he hasn't got an instinct. He didn't have an instinct under Tuchel when he played.
Yeah, because
he didn't have an instinct when he's played under Potter.
Under Tuchel. Who was creating? A Mount or anyone else? No one was.
So you're agreeing that. So you're agreeing. You're agreeing that the problems. You're agreeing tomorrow. You're agreeing that the. Well, good luck. You're agreeing that the problems predate Potter.
I'm not saying Tuchel.
Yes, you did. You just have.
No, I didn't say that. I said Aubameyang wasn't under Tuchel.
How many goals has he scored?
He wasn't getting.
How many goals has he scored for Chelsea Football Club?
I was there. He was in the box 10 yards.
How many goals has he scored?
Mason Mount doesn't pass to him. Doesn't matter how many goals he's got. He didn't get any creation.
But those you're telling me is the answer to all our problems.
No one passed to him like they did with Lukaku. No one passed to him either. Don't tell about Aubameyang and all this stuff.
Aubameyang has had chances. So, Nick, Aubameyang has had chances.
Of resurrecting dead players.
He has had chances.
Where?
Do you remember that header he missed? Who was it that header he missed against?
No, he missed one header.
And there was another one where he didn't even go for the header, where he should have gone for it.
Yeah,
but Aubameyang hasn't been great. You know, I would have selected him. I agree with what both of you are saying. Aubameyang hasn't been great, but he's our only number 9 we have with Bro's injury. So I'd have left out one of the wide men and kept Aubameyang in.
Doesn't make sense. Look. Why Charlie was frozen out? Why, this and that. Potter hasn't got a clue, John, and you're going to realize when he's gone, you're going to realize. Yeah, let's go to certify. Go ahead.
I tell you what, given the strength of feeling, then Nick, given the strength of feeling, if there aren't 10,000 people at the demonstration on Wednesday, it's an utter and total failure. Otherwise, if there aren't 10,000 people there, they are is keyboard warriors who think they know better than a highly qualified coach.
He's not a highly qualified coach. He ain't even a coach for me.
He is a highly qualified coach. You might not think he's very good at putting it into practice.
For Sweden and Brighton, yes, not for us. Sorry.
Well, give him time. Give him a chance.
No more time.
No more time. How long's the next bloke got? And the bloke after him.
Even when you win 2 games out of 15, your time.
How long has the next bloke got? Tell me what the template for success is. How long has each coach got? How long has he got? How long has the next coach got? 6 months, 4 months, 8 months?
Depends how they
10
start.
months, 12 months.
Look, we gave Potter time.
46 games?
Well, that's not enough. Yeah, but you consider.
No, it's not enough. Quite patently, it's not enough.
You can see there won't be any improvement. We will just lose more games.
Well, there you go. I think that's what people call a self-fulfilling prophecy. All you're going to see is no progress.
Well, not under Potter, we won't.
There you go. So you're not going to give him a chance. They are coming to the point I keep making. What? How many games are you going to give the next bloke?
The season's done.
How many games are you going to give the next bloke?
No, I said I'll give him to the end of the season, like we said.
You want a continuation. You want a continuation of the Abramovich era, highly successful. You want a continuation of spaffing money up the wall, as if we haven't spaffed enough money up the wall,
John,
and changing coaches every 2 years when things go wrong.
No,
this is a long-term project. Have patience.
There's no project. There's no process. That's Foley's stream. He's streaming, but he's going to have nightmares right now. Not dreams, nightmares with Potter. I'm telling you. Certify, go ahead, please.
Yeah, listen to everything. There's lots to discuss.
I know, sir, John, we're just debating. I love John, you know that.
I know.
We've got opinions.
It's just if someone has another different, someone has another. You can argue, it's fine. But my opinion, my opinion stays simple despite the argument. For me, I don't think Potter's the right man for us going forward. Do you know what I'm saying? But I'll still be able to back him. But I totally get why people would compare. I don't get why people will compare the likes of Pep and Henry and the way. The reason is because they've had some sort of reputation. Whether we like it or not, we can go on behind and say, oh, the reputation doesn't matter. The reputation doesn't matter, and the personnel doesn't matter. But let's all be honest. Me as a footballer and whoever's played football, we all know. I mean, properly, a manager's personality and upbringing to the team that affects how the team thinks. Do you get what I'm saying? In general, if you have this manager that's going to be there and being nice and all giving breaks after these type of losses and not ruthless, you know what? You're going to this stall. It may not show now, but the winning mentality will slowly die out, and that's a fact. It's a fact, and that's what we have to accept. Do you get what I'm saying? And we all want to win. Do you get what I'm saying? But we should give this time. I know, but I don't know how much. I don't know how long the fan base will take it. Do we want to go trophyless for 5 years? I don't think so. Do you get what I'm saying? Because already that's almost failing the project. Do you get what I'm saying? Because like. And for what we have right now, and the manager we have right now, I don't think he's going to be that person who will take Pep's crown. I know Pep will leave at some point between the 10 years, but I do not think he'll be that person. Even if he was, it will probably take a long time. Do you get what I'm saying? And I don't know how long these owners will probably. At the end of the day, the owners are probably having second thoughts. Do you get what I'm saying? The only reason why they're keeping him is because they don't want to look like fools and spend the money. And we know we're in an FFP crisis. So if we let that money go, we're done for. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's why they're in a sticky situation. We sacked Potter. We sacked Graham Potter. Also, not only we bring in a coach, but it also affects our FFP, the money. Do you know what I'm saying? The money's rising. And we're close to, I think we're about 70 million close to breaking FFP.
Can I just interrupt you quickly there, Certified?
Yeah, go on.
Apparently, I've read somewhere where there is a break clause in his contract where he wouldn't get the full 5 years payout.
The only way we can survive this FFP, as we know, we're trying to change our sponsorship. Do you get what I'm saying? If we generate revenue from that, enough revenue. Do you get what I'm saying? From that, then we'll be safe. Do you get what I'm saying? And if we get to offload players in the summer, which I know we're gonna do you get what I'm saying? Not really. And what the owners are trying to do, as I've been reading what they're trying to say, they said players that have one more contract left and they expire next season, they're not gonna allow players to go on a free. Do you get what I'm saying? Jorginho could have gone in the summer, but do you really think the owners want to let him go on a free? No, because we need to up our revenue. Mason Mount wants to go. Mason Mount has a contract expiring next next summer. Do you get what I'm saying? Not this summer, but next summer. Basically the next end of the end of the season. Do you get what I'm saying? And he's having difficulties with his contracts. He doesn't want the wages that they're giving him. But the owners came out and said, do you know what? If they're gonna let go of Mason Mount, it's not gonna be for free. Do you know what I'm saying? This is why we need him to sign that contract ASAP. Do you know what I'm saying? Otherwise, he could be gone. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's a story for another time. Do you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I'm not for this thing about bringing back Jose because let's be honest, he's not going to be a long
Mm,
term manager process. He's done our process with us. Do you get what I'm saying? And he succeeded. Do you know what I'm saying? Now let's let him do a process somewhere else, which he's currently
yeah,
in Roma. That's why they employed him. Do you know what I'm saying? And just remember, if they're going to let it go, they're gonna let go of a coach like Jose Mourinho. Do you get what I'm saying? Then we're gonna have to pay money again. Do you know what I'm saying? Because he's not unemployed. Do you get what I'm saying? He has a job. We'll probably have to pay the contract. So we're not gonna do that. We might as well have to go for someone. I know some people think about Hansi Flick. Hansi Flick, he's done stuff for teams. Look at the Bayern Munich team in the 1920 season when he was coming around destroying teams and he won the Champions League. Do you know what I'm saying? And he was an assistant coach. He assisted the manager who won the World Cup for Germany in 2014. Him and
yeah.
this manager, I forgot the name. I forgot the name. I don't know how you say it, and I know him, but I just don't know how you say his name. You know what I'm saying?
Where's
So
he
he's done
from?
stuff, and his football is attractive. The only problem I have with Hansi Flick is that highline football that he plays. Yes, it's attacking, but the high line is way too risky. And some of the teams in the Prem, they can beat the high line. Do you get what I'm saying? So, and I don't know if he's going to be that manager that's be able to change. That's why my favorite option for me, if someone's going to come in, Luis Enrique, because he's still young, not young, but he's around 50. You know what I'm saying? He's still around 52. I looked up his age, and he likes working with the young players, and he works with players with different qualities, and he turns them into something that they never thought they would be. Look what he did with Gavi and what's the other guys? Gavi
Pedri.
and
Pedri.
Pedri. Look what they did with Gavi and Pedri when they were only 17. Do you know what I'm saying? And we want to be that team that's going to produce young players. This guy's the one, and he also brings the winning mentality. He's ruthless. Do you know what I'm saying? Look how many of the Spanish team he had to drop. Sergio Ramos. He had to drop Sergio Ramos because he wasn't good enough. Unlike other managers will keep him because of what he's done. He goes of what performance. Right now, we don't see any ruthlessness from Potter. Do you know what I'm saying? And the tactic, that's just how he is. And as I said, if you're a footballer, football players are going to feed off your manager's personality. Do you know what I'm saying? So, for example, if he's going around giving these players breaks after the loss, not only that, going around and saying we had a good performance when we didn't, clearly didn't. What am I as a player going to think? You know what? It's okay for me to go and do good, go and be mediocre on the pitch. Maybe they won't say that, but they will express it, and it's clear. Do you know what I'm saying? And we can't be having
Yeah,
this. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not.
yeah,
I'll give him some time. I'll try my best. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm not with this thing where people will come out and go like, "Oh, I want us to lose. I want us to lose to Tottenham." No. And Nick, someone that was saying, "Oh, I don't know," but Max, I had an argument with someone who was saying, "No, we can't. You can't say
JK, that's like
you
us
can't. You
saying,
can't say we
uh,
will lose to Tottenham. I want us to
JK,
lose to Tottenham because,
JK,
bro, yeah,
JK.
yeah,
That's like us saying we're
yeah.
gonna lose to the Ops, bruv. Nah, man. But none of that talk, bruv. Yeah.
No, we need to win. I don't care. We need to win. I know Potter's not the right guy for us, but he has to win. This is what I'm saying. I don't think Potter's the right guy for us, but I want him to prove us wrong. You know what I'm saying? And for me, with Nick, I get where he's coming from. Yes, we're not going to get top four, and he goes on a run. Yes, the reason why the thing is this: people can let Pep Guardiola get away with it because
yeah,
let me tell you this: Pep Guardiola in Barcelona, look what he's won. But then the thing is, yeah, we can say he can create his destiny here. Yes, I understand. Do you get what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we have to look in reality. Would we trust someone who's just come in and we just have to look in reality? That's just the thing. No, no, none of this emotional talk. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I'm
yeah,
not all for it now. I've had enough. Do you
yeah.
know
I
what I'm saying?
understand what you say. Yeah,
I would love to believe Potter can overtake Pep. Do you know what I'm saying? Make us
yeah, of
unbeaten in
course.
the league. Do you know what I'm
But
saying?
we don't.
But I
He,
just
we
can't
don't.
see it. I just
Yeah,
can't.
you
Because
can't.
what he's
Like
done,
me, I
he
can't
hasn't.
feel it. Yeah,
The only way, and Bobby even said it, the only way that Potter can redeem the fans' trust, you know what I'm saying, in becoming this next level elite club is winning the Champions League. And that's reality. We're going, and I know he probably might not do it. Yes, he might do it. Do you know what I'm saying? But still, I don't
it's very
see it.
hard.
It's
I
very hard
don't.
to believe. I understand,
Exactly.
and let me tell you this: with Arteta, people are gonna say these managers that have won things already, but it don't make sense. Do you know what I'm saying? If we had Pep Guardiola, of course we're gonna give him time because look, we all see what he's done. Do you know what I'm saying? With the time, and we've seen his reputation and his CV. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's be honest, guys.
Yeah.
We're trying to be an elite club. This is what Todd Body wants us to be worldwide. And do you see it with this manager? Please be honest. Please. Is he going to like when I mean elite, I'm talking Barcelona, Real Madrid. You think this manager alone will take us to that?
Mm.
Be honest, please. Please be honest with yourself.
Do you know what Guardiola said? Do you know what Guardiola said when he met Abramovich? Do you know what he said?
What,
What do you say?
no,
I wouldn't coach here because you don't give coaches long enough.
Oh yeah, I remember that. You're right, John. He did say that. Yeah, yeah, that's true. I agree with you.
And you tell me, all those of you want Potter out. Same fan base. You tell me where the feeding frenzy. You tell me where the feeding frenzy. You tell me where the feeding frenzy ends. It won't stop with Potter. Then it'll be Mount. Then it'll be Havertz. Then it'll be Chilwell. All the haters on social media will be after those three, as they have been for most of the season.
I know what exactly you're going on and talking about. I know what you're exactly going on and talking about. You're talking about that proper Chelsea talk. Stop all that shit. Stop it. Yeah. Stop it. I listen, I know what you're going on and talking about there, right? It's the English media based. Yeah, that's what you're going on and talking about, right? No, there's bias. Yeah? Stop that bias talk, John. Yeah?
Yeah, let me just read the comment.
Unlike your own views, which are untarnished and objective, of course.
Yeah, John, we understand.
What have you heard me say that's bias?
Yeah, we're not biased. All we're saying,
I think at the outset,
you talking like that
at the
about
outset,
Chilwell,
at the outset of this energetic discussion,
they're all white people.
At the outset of this energetic discussion, you called me a liar. There you go.
No,
I don't. The thing is, the reality is, stupid people, and John, I've called them out on my Twitter. I've called up people who abuse Mason Mount. Did you see that tweet that they were saying, look, who remembers the tweet I said? I never abused Mason Mount, and I don't.
No.
Do you get what I'm saying?
We don't abuse it.
Do you remember I called out this guy? Let me tell you.
Sorry if I remember.
Because I don't support this type. He was saying,
JK, you're forgetting, bruv. You're forgetting you're forgetting about all the history in the past, bro. You get me, fam? You're forgetting certain things, bro. You get me? Like there's agendas, there's a half of our fan base, that big up white players. Yeah, I'm saying it. Yes, I'm saying it. Yeah, because I have no hide to say this. Yeah, but half of our fan base, have bring agendas on certain players, right? And that's wrong.
True. That guarantee that's true. What you said. I know. I've seen it. I've seen people next to me do that. Look, let me just read this chat. I won't be long. It's only a few comments. People are saying I don't read the chat. Let me just read these few comments and we carry on.
Interesting views from Deals, not called out by you, Nick. Of course,
no.
He can't say such provocative and outrageous things without A, backing them up, B, not being challenged, and C, telling him that he's talking outright bull.
He's not talking outright. Some of us say Potter, we want him gone. Some say
no. You just heard what he said, haven't you? You've just heard what Deals has said. Why did that go unchallenged?
50-50, what he said. It does happen.
50-50.
Yeah.
Deals, just repeat what you said, please, about white and black players.
You know what I mean, John.
I don't know what you mean.
I'm saying.
I do not know what you mean. Please repeat it.
All of them players you said, were all white people. Yeah? So you know what I said?
Yeah, look, let's
what's the meaning of what you just said?
You know what I meant, John. You know what I meant.
I don't know what you mean. I want you to explain.
You don't know what I meant, bro. Yeah?
I want you to explain what you mean. I want you to explain what you mean.
All them players, you're going on like I know what you're saying, yeah? You're saying everybody that has a culture, yeah, is put stick on all the white players. That's what you're saying. Is that what you're saying? Yeah. With Kai Havertz, Mason Mount, Chilwell, is that what you're saying? Because that sounds like to me you're basing things on English players, right? You're basing things on white players, yeah, white players, right? And you said why you put her in when you can completely see, yeah, what's going on at our club, right? He is the problem for our reasons why we've been shit, right?
So your argument is agree with me, or I'm going to hurl abuse at you and accuse you of being something that you're not. That's what you've just said, isn't it? Agree with me, or I'm going to accuse you of stuff. I've never even met you. John, I've never even met you. All you've heard from me is on
Hey,
video.
guys, hold on.
I don't give a
We're here to
fuck.
talk
You
football.
chat
Listen,
shit, bro.
listen. No, it was
Deals.
getting out of hand now. We're here to talk football.
Yeah, we're here to get that. Look,
I'm here to talk
we're here to
football,
talk.
bro. You
Yeah,
coming out with
John,
that bizarre
Deals.
shit saying about Chilwell, Havertz, Mason
Yeah.
Mount. They're all white players, bro.
You know, John talks about all the players.
They
as
happen
well.
to be all
Deals.
Chelsea players, if I'm not mistaken.
We're talking about Chelsea players. Deals. I know we're heated up about the situation now, but let's come down and talk about have our opinions, but we don't have
Deals,
to.
are you accusing me of being a racist?
No, man, of course you're not. I know John.
Of course he is. Of course
he's
he
not
is.
John. John is not.
Well,
Deals
he
is
can
angry
answer
about
for himself. Come on. Come on. You
Come
called
on,
me a liar. You called me a liar.
Deals. Explain to John what you mean, please.
You know what I mean. John
No,
knows
I don't know what you
about,
mean.
bro.
I want you to
He knows
explain
what
it
I'm
to me,
talking about.
please.
Can I carry
You
on
know
with
what
what
I'm
I'm
talking
saying?
about.
I don't know what you're saying. I want you to explain it to me.
Nick, can I just carry on with what I was saying?
Carry on, please.
Deals,
Let's carry on
explain
with
it
the
to me.
show, John,
Explain what
please.
you mean. I mentioned
we
only
talk about
3
this after, John, please.
white players.
We talk about it after we end it. We talk privately, all of us. Let's carry on with the show because we're live.
Yeah. I wanted to say something.
Yeah, go ahead. Then I'll come to. Sorry, Dex. Welcome, and you can go ahead after the set of
About Mason Mount. I don't abuse him. You know what I'm saying? All I do is give him criticism, and
That's
some
what we
fans
do.
some fans misinterpret it as abuse when it's not, or player slander when it's clearly not. Do you get what I'm saying? But John, I don't think you are, but you're one of them. But what I think he was trying to say is that
hold up. What do you mean one of them? What do you mean one of them?
Let him finish, John.
No. Let me just finish.
What do you mean one of them?
No. I don't think you're those people who just call out just English. But let me just say what Deals is trying to say. I think Deals is trying to say some fans are English biased. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not something it's something that I don't think
that's
you
what
are.
I said.
I think that's what I think you should have said it that way, Deals. Not really say all the white players, but for me, yes, there's some people who are English biased. I don't think John is. Do you get what I'm saying? Because for me, like I can clearly see, I don't really want to say names, but some people just do these things about Mason Mount because he's English biased, and when there's a different player, like for example, there was a person who abused Jorginho for going to Arsenal, and then when there was a thing going for Mount about Liverpool, he said, if I was Mount, I would have left Chelsea and went to Liverpool. You know what I'm saying? Which didn't make sense. Do you know what I'm saying? When he was throwing all this abuse at Jorginho for what he's been going through with the fan base, booing him off the pitch and everything. Do you know what I'm saying? And then with Mason Mount, he sees the abuse, but not as bad as Jorginho.
No.
You know what I'm saying? But like,
no, look, I remember
he goes and said, if I was Mason Mount, I would have left and went to Liverpool because my fan base are absolute corrupt, and then this and that, and he was talking bad on this fan base, all because most of us gave criticism. There's some stupid idiots who abuse him, and I called them out. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's true.
He was praying. This person, wait, Nick, let me finish.
Just finish. I have to read the comments.
I know you can, but let me finish.
Yeah, go on.
But what this person was doing, he was praying a Mount's downfall, and basically he was preying on Mason Mount to be this horrible player, right? Rather than I don't know where it was, but he was saying I'd rather I'd rather I'd rather Mount have less no GA in every game than than win against Dortmund. And I was like, what the hell is this? So you're basically preying on someone's downfall for someone that's just player. That's what you call player abuse. Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I did not like it. And John, I tagged you in it to see the type of fans I don't like. Do you know what I'm saying? Abusing Mount like that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and I only all I do is criticize Mason Mount. Do you know what I'm saying? And people have a go at me saying that I've slandered him and not and everything.
That's rubbish.
Do you know what I'm
We
saying?
went into that.
And
You
Nick,
certified.
Nick,
That's
when
I
it comes to
criticize my players when they're
abusing,
having a poor game. Simple
dude,
as, bro.
and when it comes to
Simple
abusing
as.
other players, they're
doesn't
fine with
matter
it.
who
Do you know
you
what I'm
are.
saying?
Yeah, we said that before. Let me read these comments, please, and I'll come back to you and let Dex say his will. But I'll come to you. I'll come back to you, sort of. 1 second. Won't take long. It's not that many. Yeah. This guy said a few things. I'm not going to read all of them, but what's his name? Gonto. How you say your name is? Can anyone pronounce this guy's name? Gonto Bastu. Anyway,
Gontabox.
Gontobox. Gontobox. Botsy. It's Botsy, not
Botsy.
Come on.
Gontaboxy. I thought it was
Sorry,
exclamation marks.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We call you Gonto for short. It's come out today that the medical department advised Potter not to play Silva, James, etc., as they are risking injury. I don't believe that one bit. I know you can believe if you want. I don't believe it. That's all gossip.
Why don't you believe it?
Because
why don't you believe it?
Because Silva wasn't injured. It was nothing to do with injury. Silva didn't play.
No, but
James,
why don't you believe
he's just come back. Because
exactly. And what happened when he came back last time? What happened?
who? Yeah, I'm not talking about James. What Silva hasn't got no injury, Max. He just
but Silva's a
rested him.
38-year-old man.
Yeah, so he rested him. He wasn't injured.
No, but he was on
obviously-
medical advice that they shouldn't trade and risk
we
him.
don't know that. We don't know for sure.
Well, that's what they said. So that's what
all right. That's what they said. You can believe anything. Let me just finish his comments. Hold on. Sorry, Max. It may be he did the medical advice him, but that doesn't mean you have to. The players who played have to play that bad and out of position. You know, that doesn't excuse Potter for 1 second. No.
Okay, Nick, do you know what?
Yeah.
I'm going to set a deadline. I'm going to set a deadline for Potter now. You know what?
Wait, let me finish this. Sort of, 1 minute. Let me finish. I started. This guy's asking me to read his comments. That's why. Do comments get read? Oh yeah. All right. I'm reading them now. Gonti, whatever your name is. Oh God. Yeah. Let's go. He's got a few comments here. Coming back. Yeah. Okay. What he says publicly isn't the same as he says in the changing room or down Coburn. Yeah, I see your point. We don't know what he's saying. We're not there in the changing room or Coburn. All we do, we're fans. All we do is look at his actions, the comments he makes, the reactions he does, or doesn't do, and the players he picks, and the positions. That's. We don't know what he's saying or doing. We don't know what he's doing at Cobham. We can see them training, yes, but we don't know exactly what Potter is doing. We see on the pitch what he's doing. That's bad enough. Yeah, that's your answer there. Let me see what else he's got. New comment. Sorry, chaps, or below. What's this? Another channel is ignoring injuries, or that is it. It takes time for new players to settle. we're not look, there's no excuses. The injuries are finished. You know,
So I don't understand
yeah,
when Raheem Sterling was injured
yeah,
and people were slaughtering this guy. I don't understand if this guy
yeah,
is saying injuries are an excuse. I don't
yeah.
understand.
There's no, yeah. He's trying to. He's back. He's with Potter, and he wants to, say things. There's no problem with that. People, some want him, some don't. It's up to you. It's your opinion. But I don't
Yeah.
believe one way. You can't keep
But you can't
saying.
say you can't believe it.
Yeah, all
Nick,
right. We
you
had
say
big
no,
injuries,
no. I know,
Max,
but you say
but
you
not
don't
now.
like.
We don't.
But you say you don't like you don't mind Potter, but you have got a clear agenda against Potter. You got to be honest.
Yeah,
You
but I
don't.
don't want him
Yeah,
out. Yes.
yeah. So
I want
everything,
him out
every
too.
Yeah,
I
I
I
want
want him
him
know.
out.
out
So,
too. He needs
but
to
the
get the
thing
Yeah,
fuck
is,
I'm
out
not
the
saying I
club.
don't want him
the thing
out,
is,
Max.
everything he does now is you're not going to be satisfied, and that's not the
No,
right
what's
attitude.
he
You know.
done? What's he
Okay,
done?
as I said I was a bit
Well,
emotional
let me finish. Sorry, Max.
okay,
One
after a
second.
game against Southampton, yeah, and the
Yeah,
result wasn't good. Then, yeah, but then if you start to look at everything and the cards
but
he's
he
got
was
to deal with,
so.
you've got to admit that everything
Yeah, but
hasn't gone
he
smoothly
was
for him.
bad. He was the
He
worst I
keeps
ever
on
seen.
making excuses, bruv. That's what he
I
needs to
can't make
stop doing,
excuses
mate.
for him anymore.
He should
He's
stop
done
making
with him.
excuses. He needs to
Let
get the
me
fuck out of the
deals
club.
1 second, please, chaps. It's only a few comments left. Let me just read these guys' comments.
Go on then, because I'll just make after the comments. Let's make a couple. I just want to make a couple points because I need to go
Yeah,
soon. So
you
just
can. No
read the
problem.
two, and then let me.
Just let's see what he's saying. Pep took 2 years at City, clock 4 at Liverpool, etc. All right, we know, but these are different sort of managers, world-class managers, and you're putting them up there with Potter. I don't understand, honestly. That's they're different sort of managers.
But then I don't understand exactly. This
Yeah,
is why I was saying, then
you can't
why are
compare.
we? Let me saying, why are we comparing Potter to these Pep? What Pep has done, or what Klopp has done, what
We don't
Yes,
Arteta
have a
did.
world class manager. This is the thing, yeah. The thing is, yeah, we see that Man United, Liverpool, Man City, they all have world
all
class
right.
managers.
Let me just finish
We
this.
don't have
Deals,
a
please.
world class manager.
Deals. We carry on in a second. Reasons are not excuses. He's talking about the injuries. Club statement or something. It was a club statement, official, not rumors or heresy.
Hearsay.
What? Yeah, what's this?
No, he's talking about the injury. The club had already said that the doctors
About the injuries. Yeah,
Yeah, so you can't.
yeah.
It's not the papers didn't say it. This was a briefing
No.
from the club.
All right, yeah. I
So are you
understand what
saying
you're
that
saying,
are
Max.
you saying that they're lying?
What's a lot? I don't believe journalists. Max. I
No,
don't
it
believe a
wasn't the
word.
journalist who said it. They got it from the club. The club.
How?
Have you read the article by Matt Law today?
No.
Go and read it then before
All right.
making judgments. Read the article. The
Yeah, but
article came. The
Nick
article
doesn't
came
like
he's a
directly
journalist
listen
as
to
well.
from.
journalists.
It came from
Okay.
Bowley and Clearlake.
But
These
Nick,
are
there are some
quotes
Nick
there's
don't
some
listen
from
to
them.
reliable
journalists.
journalists. You know
Nick
all of them
Nick
No,
don't
guys.
listen to
it's not from
journalists.
the journalist. It's
All right. Let me
quotes
finish.
from
Matt
the
Law's a
board.
journalist, Max.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah, but
believe in Matt Law.
no, but listen, no,
Yeah,
but it's not. Matt Law didn't write the article. He was getting the
all
quotes
right. Okay.
directly from the. It was a
Yeah.
briefing. It was a briefing from the club. He just
If it's
wrote
a
what the
briefing, it'd
club
be on
said
the
through the
Chelsea app.
briefings.
I will look at the
No,
Chelsea
but they don't always
FIFA.
put things on the app. So do you know how football works? Sometimes you have briefings from the actual club, and
Yeah,
they
when they
go
make a
into
statement,
newspapers.
when they want to say
It's
anything,
just
it's
like
on the
saying,
Chelsea
okay, it's just like saying
FIFA.
Graham Potter didn't say something when it's in his
Yeah,
press
but the
conference,
only
but it's in the
people I believe
newspaper.
is Chelsea. I don't believe Matt
Yeah,
Law or
no,
anyone
but hold
else.
on. So you won't believe a
No.
press conference from
If you
what you
all right,
heard,
let me
and then
remind
they
you,
write
Max.
in the
All right,
statements
Max.
from the.
Let me remind you. When they made out Matt Law and all them, all Sky Sports, they made out that Roman was taking the money. He wanted his money back, all that rubbish. Then Roman himself made a statement in the Chelsea FIFA, big statement, saying what happened. That's who I believe in, Chelsea. I
You're
don't believe
missing.
Matt Law.
You're
Matt Law
missing the
hasn't got a
point.
clue. He's done it wrong.
You are missing the point. And I told
No.
now. Listen,
Yeah, go ahead.
Graham Potter at his press conferences, okay, and when
Yeah.
Graham Potter at his press conferences, the journalists are taking notes, okay, of what he said in the press conference. The next day, these quotes are put in the newspaper. This is what happened today. Bowley and
I
Finn.
listened
Why would he
to
know the 5 points? He said these
Max.
are the
I
5
listened
points,
to.
and this is
I
why we are
listened.
going to keep
Yeah.
keep Potter because
Yeah,
of
I
this,
listen
because of
to
this, and because
Potter's
of that.
press conferences always. Every single
Yeah,
one I listen to
but
them.
so you think they're just making up what
I
Bowley
don't
has
know.
said? No, but this was a
No, maybe
briefing.
they did say that. Maybe they did, but I'm just trying to say, these journalists, do say what they want sometimes. That's
Yeah,
what
but
I'm
in
saying.
this case, it wasn't because
Yeah,
it came
maybe.
directly
Yeah.
from the.
All right. So,
Yeah.
all right, we give him 3 more games. We'll see where we get to. If he lasts 3 games.
Yeah, and before I go, I just want to reiterate something that John said. Actually,
Yeah.
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 And as I keep saying, I'll keep reiterating this: it's always on a results-based business, and if he carries on losing games, then his position is going to be untenable. But if he starts to win games, then I think he would have bought time at the club because why are we're basing it on the results at the moment, because we're basing it on the results at the moment and we're not doing well and lots of people want him out. If we start winning, we got to have that same energy and give him time because that means that he's turning things around. And the thing what John said, which I agree with, is if he does go and then we get in someone, say that we get Hansi Flick, that a lot of people want, and supposing Hansi Flick goes 7 or 8 games without winning, then do we call for the next manager to come in, and then the next one, and then the next one? If it doesn't work out.
Yeah, but let's see. I didn't have a feeling when we got Potter. That's all. I don't have a feeling for him. Doesn't feel like they chose
just a quick one, Dex, mate.
Yeah,
is Dex around?
Yeah.
Just a quick question, Dex, because obviously you be where we have been in Klopp's. Because I've just made a video actually, which I haven't posted yet, where I've compared Klopp's first 18 games, Pep's first 18 games, and Potter's first 18 games, and there are quite a few, or 17. Sorry, he's only played 17. There are quite a few similarities between them. I think you guys only won 2 more games than we did in Klopp's first few games. So were you screaming for him to go, or were you willing to ride it out?
I mean, like, I hear the comparisons and stuff, but I mean, to be fair, like, I think what it was when Klopp first came in, I think that there's different like similarities to when Klopp first came in and when Potter first came in. Like when Klopp first came in, like that he had an idea and he had a vision for the club and he had a foundation, and the fans kind of got on side of it, and the more and more, we didn't do great, but I think the fan base knew that it wasn't his team and he needs to build it, and I think that we were willing to do that. But the thing is, though, like with Klopp, regardless of what he's done with that team, he done pretty well with a team that wasn't his team. Like we got to a League Cup final, we lost some pens to Man City, and then we got to Europa League final when we lost that as well. But like that to me, like it kind of like screamed like what Klopp wanted to do, and like the fans loved him for it because like the passion and the love he has for the club, and so I think that kind of what started to build between the fans and Klopp and what it is today. Like like for example, this season, like people would say like, oh yeah, well, Klopp's had enough. Klopp's not good enough anymore. Blah blah blah. But the thing is, though, most of the fan base won't want him out because of what he's done for the club, and not because of like results or what he's won for the club, but like for what he's done for the club overall. As for like Liverpool, like he's changed the club from top to bottom all by himself. It wasn't because of the board or FSG. Like most of the credit has to go to him because he made the club what it is today, and that's why we never wanted him out. Like, even though we haven't been great this season, you know, like we've never once, even I've never once said I want Klopp out, and Nick knows that as well, because you know I've been on Spaces and this goes, and I've never said once I wanted Klopp out. I've backed him to the hill of top. But yeah, I definitely hear your points on that side. But I think what the difference is I think when Klopp came in, he sort of made a statement to the players and to the board and what he wanted to do with the club. With Potter, I don't. This is my point of view, in my opinion, and you know you have every right to disagree with it or whatever. But to me, I don't think Potter is that sort of manager that can come into a club and make a statement or get or get something like for the players to scream like, you know, this is what I want to do and this is where I want the club to go forward. And I don't think they've bought into that, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's just my take on
Dex, what you have to question, as well is that what you guys had something to believe in Klopp, even when he had these results. Look at what he won at Dortmund. Pep had won how many Champions Leagues for Barca and Bayern Munich? It's different.
You can't compare
Potter's
Klopp
not
with
won nothing. Do you know what I'm saying?
Potter. Yeah.
And where he's just come from, no one
It's
believed.
different,
How is it hard to believe that he's going to make us that sort of manager, this type of club that's going to? This is what Todd Bowley, he wants Chelsea to be. Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Man United. He wants to be at
He
that
wants
level.
to be the
Do you know what I'm
best. He
saying?
wants to take over
And
for Real
we need
Madrid.
to be real. A
You ain't
manager
gonna do it with
needs to have a
Potter.
certain personality on a certain. They have to have a certain, I don't know, way and the way of integrating the team to be able to
So
be that
let me,
level.
1 second, please.
We are
Let
not
me
asking him
finish.
to win a trophy
Let me
this
finish
season.
here. Sort of 1 second. I'm just coming to the last 2, 3. John, the added. Oh God, he's gone now. Because this was for John. This question. The added JP saying John isn't wrong about the toxic culture with the managers. Only here for 2 years or less. But hoping for Potter to stay without any signs of improvements is going to lead to a relegation battle. It could well. I don't think it will come to that, but you don't know. No one knows really. Just a few more. Right, Blue Blood. John mentioned Carl Havertz, and he's not English. Yeah, correct. John is not racist or deals is racist. No one is like that. They just got. Jules was trying to explain a certain thing, and John thought it different. It's nothing big. People have to calm down. We're all Chelsea fans, and we're all blue, like Gatso is saying here, Gonzo, whatever. Oh dear, everyone is blue. Stop the black and white nonsense. I'm black, by the way. Look, we're not saying no one is racist here, my friend. We're all different colors. I'm brown. Max is browner than me. John is white. Certified is pink. Dex is blue. I'm trying to make everyone laugh. We're not racist. John. Even John is not racist. I know John is a great man. Chelsea through and through. Like myself, like Max, like Certified and Deals. We're all Chelsea. The only Liverpool red we have is Dex, but Dex is different. We appreciate Dex, but not Liverpool. I'm trying. We got carried away. This guy thinks we're all racist. Oh God, what's the world coming to?
Anyway, I got to run, so have a good evening. It was a nice debating with you guys.
Thanks for coming, Max.
No worries.
Thanks. Okay. Let's see what he said about Mount now. Hold on a minute. We're nearly finished here. Mount is featured entire. He has played. Yes, I agree. That's what we're saying.
Quick question.
Yeah, go on, Deals.
Nick and JK, yeah? And John, yeah? How do you win that game against Tottenham?
Yeah. We got Deals, please. We got to do the Tottenham preview Friday.
Yeah.
We have to do the ratings for the Southampton game soon. Let me just finish these two. Yeah, Mount is we've been saying he's out of form. No one hates Mason Mount. Me, I back every Chelsea player who wears that blue shirt. I didn't want Sterling. I was getting mad. I said, "No way, don't bring Sterling." But when he came and he he wore the shirt and he performed good in the beginning. And I'll change my mind quickly. And I'll tell you, he came on the other day. I shouted for him, and he was good when he came on. Really showed me something, but it wasn't to be. Yeah. So no one is hating Mason Mount. That's all rubbish talk by certain fans. Of course, John did nothing wrong. No one said John did anything. John did nothing wrong. Of course, your place take central. Yeah, we didn't say John did anything. It was just a little argument, misunderstanding argument. Yes, we understand overplaying players and that can lead to injuries. Yes, but yeah, and why play Mason Mount then? Gone to. You're saying that why play Mason Mount from the beginning? That's what I would say to you. Yeah.
Nick, can I just say something about this fatigue thing? That let me tell you this. Not only
let me
Mount
just
gets
one more comment from Gontu, and then we go back. Yeah, we done that one. People are talking. Okay, carry on, Certify. Sorry.
People keep on saying, "Oh, fatigued. He's fatigued." There's players in the team that are fatigued as well, and they still get played, and they still get the criticism, and no one says that. Do you get what I'm saying? Jorginho, when he was at Chelsea, he got overplayed, and people used to boo him off the pitch and all that crap. I don't understand. So I really don't. When is Mason Mount? Why does all of that change? Do you know? I don't. Let me tell you
It
this.
doesn't matter. They're all
I
players.
give criticism.
Yeah.
I've given Jorginho criticism, and I have not used minutes. Do you get what I'm saying? I would give Mason Mount, and using minutes is not going to know. He's not being good, and he's young as well.
Exactly.
Do you get what I'm saying? So why should he be tired, easily this tired? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the players are getting professional.
They're
Their
going to
job
use
is
every
to
single
enjoy
excuse. I
themselves.
don't know
Imagine.
why.
Yeah,
I
agree with you.
wait, Nick. I
sorry.
can criticize any other player, and when it's Mason Mount, they're going to give me, oh, he's not a winger. He's a 10. We play him as a 10. Oh, he's an 8. Do you know what I'm saying? When he's played in those positions and he does not play well, it's always, look how many minutes he's played. Look how many games he's played. Brother, just get to the point. He's not being good enough. It's annoying.
Exactly. That's right. You're absolutely
That's what I have to say.
right.
It's very, very annoying.
Yeah.
Please.
Dex,
It's annoying.
yeah, sorry. Dex, there's a question for you. Dex, Bowley is same as Klopp. Dex, at Dex, Bowley is same as Klopp, a vision. So what is your point?
So
can you answer Gonzo Botsi?
Yeah, sure. I'll reply to it with a swift reply. Two things. One is a football owner and one's a football manager, so it's not the same thing. And number two, I actually said I'm comparing Potter to Klopp, not Bowley and Klopp. I said when Potter comes into to Chelsea, I don't really think you can say that he had a vision or a foundation for Chelsea Football Club. But do you know what I mean? So I don't get I don't know where the consistency in this question is, because I don't know why you're comparing an owner to a manager when I was talking about
the guy don't even bother reading his comments, because he's now accused us to of being racist.
Yeah,
Don't
well, more or less.
have
He
a look
didn't
at
know.
have a look at what he's
You
saying
know
in the
why it
comments.
went certified?
What
Because
did I say? No. Please tell me,
no,
what did I say that
it
this
wasn't
guy? Please
you.
don't read his comments. Please look at what he's just said.
Where?
Don't read the comments. Deals. Evil Dex, go
Dex,
read the comments.
Oli, same as Clark, Blue stands. Let me see. Hold on a minute.
Yeah, to be fair, I do see the comments. To be fair,
Yeah.
Look at what he said. I
it's
know.
This
When
is
did I say
crazy.
have a
Yeah, I
mouth?
see
What?
it
the,
now.
Which one's
Yeah.
He
agenda?
chat shit. That
I'm
guy
not
What?
chat
No,
sure.
shit
don't
in
read
the
his
comments,
comments.
man. He
Don't read
chat
his
shit.
comments.
No,
Don't read.
yeah, you're
When?
right
What
there.
did I say? What did I
No,
say?
we didn't
Please
say
tell me.
nothing wrong.
What is he
We had a
saying?
heated argument. That's all, and no one is
But
saying
why is he
Johnny's
saying?
racist or nothing.
Go read
This
what he says,
person,
Nick. Look.
I've seen it. Yeah. Oh, don't worry about him. Yeah, I'll see what he's saying. I'm not going to show anyone. Yeah, let him say what he wants. No one can see them. Yeah. So carry on. Sorry.
Oh
Carry
man,
on.
that's his problem.
Yeah, and some people were like that.
I can't
This is
believe it.
nothing.
You know what?
I
You
can
man,
believe it.
to
You
make
get
people
people.
happy, Nick. Do you know what?
Yeah.
Let's not criticize Mount at all. Let's just say he had a
No.
good game. You know, it's fine. Let me criticize other. You know,
No,
I
wait,
will
let
not
me
mention
tell you
Mason
this.
Mount.
Wait a minute. Certified,
Bro,
hold
I
on.
love
I
this player.
criticize all
I
my
love this
players,
player
innit,
so
Let,
much.
that were
Look,
having a bad
let,
game.
look, don't
That's
worry
what we
about
do.
comments.
That's what
This
we
is
do. We
nothing.
criticize
You know
when they're
what's
having a
happened
bad
to
game.
Deals?
Simple as.
Deals. Have
I'm
you
being
seen
racist.
Louis?
Hmm.
Hold on a minute.
Can you
Go
imagine?
and watch Louis's channel. Was it today or yesterday? It's on Twitter. Tony's friend going berserk, really going mad at Johnny. He wants to kill him.
Yeah, I
And
know about that. I know about that. Nick, I know about
that's
that.
live. That was
Yeah.
live. Well,
I
this
know
is
about
nothing.
that.
He's mad
Yeah,
in
don't
people
worry
for
about
no
what they
reason.
say in the comments, Certified. He can say what he wants.
Because this guy, let me tell you,
Yeah.
people like him, Johnny,
I know.
he must people for no reason, for literally no reason. We
Some
do
people
not,
do that.
we
They
have
do
not
that
abused
for the
Mount,
abuses
and
them,
this is
you know.
what this
But
guy is doing in the comments. We have not abused Mount, and he start calling people things. Bro, I defended abuse against Mount, and you know it. I don't like it. Do you
of
get what I'm
course,
saying? And then he
we
goes and
always
says, "I
said,
have an agenda." What agenda?
yeah.
JK. Don't
Please.
worry what that guy in the
Don't
chat
Oh
worry
saying,
my
about it.
bro.
God, people
Don't
just
worry
need
what
to.
that guy's saying, bro.
It's waffling, just
Yeah.
waffling,
Yeah, but you don't have to go.
contradictions.
It
Dex,
shouldn't bother you.
I want to ask Dex a
This
question.
is
Before they look at agenda, wait.
Ask Steels how many worst comments he sees on the channels
But
these
Nick,
days.
what I don't like is when people come
Yeah.
up and say that you're doing this with
I know,
these
but you
words,
said,
and then they
look what
don't
he
know
said
what it
about
means.
me.
They
He said a
say,
lot about me,
Nick,
and
they say I
let him
slander
say what he
Mount.
wants.
When did I
Yeah.
slander? Tell me when I have slandered
We
Mount.
never slandered anyone.
When did
Not
have
me
I'm
or
just
you
saying.
or Deals or we never slander player. When they have a bad game, we say he's had a game. Haven's had a bad game.
And Nick,
100%,
when I
because we're
said
real
Ziyech had a
fans.
bad game.
We're real fans.
Nick,
We
when I
don't
said if I
talk
had to pick
shit.
a favorite deals, when I said
Yeah.
if I had to
Can you
pick a favorite
take
player,
over for
if I had to pick a Nick, when I said when I
take
had to
over
pick a
10
favorite
minutes,
player,
please? I'll let you look. Have to just go away for 5 minutes.
okay,
Yeah.
cool. Deals. One question.
Yo,
Let me
bro.
tell you this. When I said I've had a favorite player, like that only fought for the shirt, you know what I'm saying? He's not doing it this season. Who did I say? Reece James and Mason Mount. Those
Yep.
were my two favorite players.
Yep.
But unfortunately, Mason Mount's the one that's not picking up the game, and I need to criticize him. Do you get what I'm saying? And now you're getting the fan base going ahead, going, oh, if you criticize Mount, you're wronging. Oh,
JK, I
you're
feel like this
racist.
has only been
You see this
happening, yeah?
stupid boy, this
JK, I feel
stupid
like
guy
this has
in the
only been
comments.
happening, yeah? Some people
Please.
saying that we're having agendas on players because they're having a poor game. No. We're just being real about the situation on every player in the squad. But like when we're having a poor game, yeah, we have to analyze and sit there and say, look, everyone's having a bad game, not one individual. We never do that, right? And people think that once you say something bad about a player, about in a game, right? People think, oh yeah, you got agenda about that player. No, we haven't.
And his point he was trying to say, he was trying to say Mason Mount has been fatigued, this and that. Let me tell you this. Other players I've criticized, have played more games than him. Do you get what I'm saying? And no one has used Oh, it's the fatigue. He needs to get rested. Yes, Mason Mount needs to get rested, but let's be honest, Jorginho,
Can
Jorginho's
I ask
been
you a question,
treated the
or JK?
worst. Mm,
When we was winning, did you hear any of this shit happening?
No,
So why is it happening when we're losing?
I don't know. Deals, let me tell you this, yeah. When Jorginho had the more, we was getting booed off the pitch. Marco Corella this season, he was getting booed off the pitch, despite having to play every single game without being rested. Mason Mount at least had some rests. Do you get what I'm saying from Graham Potter? Do you get what I'm saying? Then he had that injury he had, and you know what I'm saying. I don't know some knock in last year. Do you know what I'm saying? So we did get rested for most games, more than some
Yeah,
players that we constantly slaughter and we call names. We boo off the pitch. Mason Mount does not get booed off the pitch. Never. And he shouldn't.
never.
No player should get booed off the pitch. But why isn't people not defending players like Cucurella who get booed off the pitch or Jorginho
100%
who get
JK.
I don't understand.
100% JK. 100%. I
It's
know what
crazy.
exactly you're talking about
We
there.
need to why can't we just campaign to stop booing players off the pitch in general? Do you get what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm and people say Mason Mount, he's the one that gets slandered. He's the one that gets slandered. When most of the time he just gets criticism. He gets slandered sometimes. You know what I'm saying, by idiotic fans. And I'm not taking that away. Do you get what I'm saying? But there's players in the squad that get booed off the pitch horribly. Do you get what I'm saying? And nothing said about them. Although they've never had a rest. Do you get what I'm saying? Jorginho's never had a rest. He's way older. Do you know what I'm saying? Mason Mount's way younger. Do you get what I'm saying? Ah, Dex, you see,
Dex, I want to
our
ask
fan
Dex a
base is
question,
crazy.
JK.
I'm sorry, but this fan base sometimes.
JK, I want to ask Dex a question quickly. Dex, as an outsider, yeah, watching us, right? What do you think Potter's actually doing wrong? Dex?
Dex, you there? No, I think he's
Dex?
AFK. I think he's doing something.
Yeah, I think he's doing something, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
Oh,
crazy.
yeah. What do you think's gonna happen this week in terms of the Potter situation? Do you reckon he's gonna stay?
I really don't know. I don't know what these owners are thinking. I would want him to go. Do you get what I'm
Yes.
saying? As I said right now, he's not the person to go us forward, and he's had breaks to know his tactical what he wants to do tactically, and we've not seen on the pitch. Do you get what I'm
Yep.
saying? And that should be enough. There
Yep.
would no many managers have had this time. Pep never had this break, this
Did you
sort
see
of
what
break
Bella? You see what
to you know what I'm saying?
Bella?
Klopp, and he was
You
able to do at least something. Do you know what
you
I'm
see what
saying? Klopp.
Bella? You see what Bella Silva liked
Mm.
on Twitter? She liked one of the posts saying about Silva being a leader over the manager.
Can you imagine? It just shows a lot. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, you need a manager to just be that head in the dressing room and just step front foot. You know what I'm saying? And he's not that guy. That's just the reality of it. He's and also with the thing with Klopp and Pep, as I said, the fans at the time I've had something to at least be confident about in the future that he does deserve time. Pep has won Champions Leagues with Barcelona. Pep, look at the type of players he was able to improve. Do you know what I'm saying? At the moment, Potter's not done that. He's been with Brighton relegation battle, mid-table. His best finish in the league was ninth, and we expect him to be this manager that's going to take us to Real Madrid and Barcelona status, which we know the owner want, and we all know deep down, even people who are Potter in. You know what I'm
JK, do you
saying?
think that we still got players that still want to play for Chelsea? That's the
Do we do,
question.
do we want to what? Support players that don't want to play for
Do
Chelsea?
you think we've got players that want to play for Chelsea?
Half of the dressing, I think there's some that don't want to, unfortunately. You know what
Yes,
I'm saying?
yes.
But then we have to see what happens in the summer. If they're happy to go, then we can clearly see the ones. Jorginho's gone. Do you know what I'm saying? Yes, he's done his time. You can clearly see he didn't want to play anymore. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
He knew. Ziyech, he didn't want to play, and it's clear. Do you know what I'm saying? And I want him gone, and he should not be starting again for Chelsea again for what he did. Do you know what I'm saying? Go. He was supposed to come to training, and then he travels to Paris without and no one knowing. Do you know what I'm saying? and then he still gets started. I don't and he still got started. Which Potter, if he was the manager to trust, then he would have been like, no, you wanted to
100%. He
exactly,
wouldn't be
and it's
doing these
clear
things.
exactly. He would have been like, no, you should not be starting. You know what? You can sit in the reserves. You don't want to play for Chelsea. It's fine. You stay there. You know what I'm saying? But he still started him, which showed a lot. Which shows a lot. You know what I'm saying?
But
That
another thing as
he
well,
still
JK,
puts up with
maybe
this
some
crap.
players want to
You know what
leave
I'm
because of
saying?
the manager. Maybe
Maybe it's
that's another
yeah,
thing
he's
as
taking
well.
advantage. He's kidding. He's taking advantage of his personality. What he needs to do, what he should have done. You know what I'm saying? At least build something to make us feel like he's that manager to at least win an FA Cup or like Brendan Rodgers did. Yeah, show some sort of rude on your ruthlessness. You know what I'm saying? Before you go to a big club. Do you know what I'm saying? Because you really think these players at Chelsea, you really think they're going to take you seriously? Do you know what I'm saying? Some of these players are bigger than you. Do you know what I'm saying? You need to learn to manage these type of players. Otherwise, it's got to be hard. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying you gotta have what Man United had last season with Ole. You see, these players they're not bigger than him, but because of his personality, you saw the way they were able to walk over him. Ronaldo doing all this mocking him Ronaldo mocking him on the pitch, doing all
Yeah,
these stupid gestures. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? This is just the reality. We don't want to hear it, but I'm only going to
yeah,
speak on a real thing. Let's be honest. We want to give
Big
Potter
up
time.
JK for
People
talking
want
like that,
exactly
bro.
exactly.
Big up
People
JK for
want to
talking,
it's
bro.
people.
true. Yeah,
But
he's right.
Nick, people
Yeah, I
want
hear
to
what
say
you're
we'll give
saying.
him time.
You're
I
absolutely
wanted
right.
to give him time. Do you get what I'm saying? But then with the players he's got, there's no way you do not have a philosophy for these. It just can't run. Do you know what I'm saying? And if you play football, you know the morale and the mentality of the team also depends on the manager's mentality that he brings on them. If he brings a soft mentality to these players, what makes you think these players are okay, want to win? They will think it's okay to do this stupidness. They want to. This is why you see. This is why you see that. You see Mason Mount when it's a play strike. You see Enzo pressing from the front because there's
Yeah.
no tactical. Because um there's no tactical instructions. Enzo feels he can play as a right wing. Do you know what I'm saying?
When you
Agree.
see players out of position, when the question I got for John,
It's
right?
crazy. It's crazy, man.
The question I got for John, right? When you see players out of position in the match, right, John? What are you thinking, John?
John, are you there?
Yeah. Give me 2
Yeah.
secs. I'll answer.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
Yeah.
just in the middle of something. Okay, I
All right.
will.
No problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah. Go
I
on.
play football. Nick, I play football. I know when a manager
I
is
used to
confused.
play.
Let me tell you, when a
You know, I
manager
used to
is
play. I told
confused.
you, I used to play for
Yeah.
my school. I played for Walthamstow Avenue, the local
mm.
team.
If a
I
manager is
was,
confused on his
yeah, I
tactics, Nick.
understand what you're
Yeah.
saying.
If a manager is confused on his tactics, in game, the players gonna feel like they can do whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's facts. Do you know what I'm saying? If I'm confused, I'm going to feel like I need to play DM. You know what I'm saying? When I'm not supposed to be. This is just the thing. Do you know what I'm saying? And clearly he has no plan. He's had so much time. The December when we had the World Cup, he had so much time to work on his tactics. He went on the fifth stand and said, "You know what? We're going to see a new Chelsea, a new pattern of play that fans are going to be success." Look at where we are. Only 2 wins in 15. So what process should I trust here? Exactly. Pep and Klopp did not have the time to
JK.
practice
I
on
think
tactics.
someone went
But
on
what they
talk sport.
did, deals,
Someone
but
went on
what they
talk
did
sport, yeah.
what they did was they did the basics before they went into summer and practiced their tactics. Potter has had 2 seasons where he came out and said the tactics that we're going to be using, what the tactics we will employ on the pitch will be the tactics that will make us win. Now, what can I see? What exactly can I see on the pitch? We are getting outdone by managerless Southampton. We get outsmarted in tactics with Fulham. I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Nottingham Forest, the Steve Cooper He changed. Yes, the first half they didn't play well, but he changed it. And you know what? Potter could not counter it. And look, we drew. We should have even lost that game. Do you get what I'm saying? With the chances not your first time, it's crazy. And
Yeah,
I can't defend this no more. I'm fed up of being quiet. Do you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? We need to say reality. Deep down, please. Deep down. Do you really think that this manager can get us to where Todd Bowley set his standards to? Todd Bowley, he knows it himself. The only
yeah,
reason why he's giving him time, because he wants to find a way he will pay off the money without getting FAP involved, and it's facts.
yeah. Uh, um,
So that's what I have to say.
let
I'm
me ask
sorry.
you not something. 1 second, sort of. Can you see comments right now? Can you see any comments? I don't think so. Yeah.
No.
Deals. Yeah. I just got rid of that. What's his Gonsi Berry, whatever his name is. He was
He's saying
been a
we've
bit
got
rude.
agendas, but I
Yeah,
don't let him
yeah.
say
That's why
whatever, man.
I'm not showing
People,
his
you know what? The
comments.
truth hurts. The truth hurts. I know.
Let
The
me
truth
tell him anyway.
hurts.
Sort of,
The truth hurts.
Gonsi, look, you know, you're welcome. You're welcome to come in on the show in the chat, but you know, you have to keep your comments. Say your comments probably don't not criticize. You could criticize anything you want, but you can't. We can't have you calling people racist or
Exactly.
not
Don't
or
say
this and
things we're
that.
not.
You know, because it's not true. You should know better, my friend. So I'm not going to have you say anything right now. Sorry about that. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I want to come. We have to come to the Southampton game because we got to give our ratings, which we haven't. Um, should we do that now? Before anyone else wants to say anything about anything before we do the ratings?
I've got
Yeah,
a few
yeah.
basically.
Go ahead, Dex.
So, basically, I'm not gonna lie. This is probably the first show that I've listened to, and it has been a bit interesting, to say the least. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, I mean, listen. At the end of the day, yeah, barring
Dex,
football with a
Dex,
side, yeah, and
Dex. I got a
yeah,
question to
go on.
ask you in a minute. In a minute, I got a question to ask you in a minute.
Oh, okay, yeah, fairs. Okay, cool. But yeah, so anyway, listen, barring football and all that, yeah, right. All the other bits and pieces. I'm not even going to say the word because it's 2023 and like people to say to use the R word around these days is a is a bit too it's a bit too old timing, to be fair. I'm not going to say the word because but regardless, anyway, yeah. Listen, we're here to talk about football, yeah. Obviously, I'm not saying. Obviously, I know people have their opinions and stuff, yeah, but to throw stuff like that around, it's not really, you know, it's not fair and it's not right to use in the 21st century. At the end of the day, like I thought we were, I thought like the modern day would be past all that now, but obviously there's still some of it left in the world, and it's a bit disgusting that some like not saying like any of you guys do, but I'm just saying in general that some people is still in the world, and it's a bit disgusting. So that's just my personal point I want to point out in the chat right now. Moving on from that, the whole Potter thing. Yeah, listen, everyone's divided about Potter in, Potter out. Like with any other fan base with a manager, which is fair enough. People got their own opinions, blah blah blah. But what you got to look at from a footballing sense, yeah, if a manager is not getting the results and he's not getting results against teams that you would expect on paper, right? And I'm saying on paper for them to win, then and bearing in mind, yeah, this pot has been given a lot of backing in the market, a lot of backing, a lot of money he's been given, and a lot of money has been spent on players. Right now, already for me, I think when you have a guy that's been given that amount of money and he has got players he wants in, I'm not saying straight away they would have to do amazingly or settle in straight away. Every player has their own time to settle in, but you should easily a little bit over time gradually you should see something working, like tactical style of play, whatever. You should be able to see it in front of your eyes as a football fan, thinking I know what he's doing, I know the style of play he's trying to do. That's what coming back to the Klopp thing. Like when Klopp first came in, and he got in his first couple of signings in straight away, like all the fans were saying, yeah, we know what Klopp's trying to do now. He's trying to do this pressing high counter football, transition possession, right? That is what we saw with Potter. When I look at the team he's assembling, I can see little bits and pieces, but again, I haven't nailed on what he's trying to do because, again, he changes things up game by game. He changes the formation. The tactics are not always the same. They're trying to do things like go back, recycle. They're not getting the ball high up the pitch enough. They're not. The winners are not taking on players 1v1. It's too play safe, if you know what I'm trying to say. And I don't think in an ideal world, like for me, that to me as a fan, if I was a Chelsea fan, which I'm not, obviously I'm not, but if I was a Chelsea fan, I was looking at that, and the guy's been spending that much, giving that much amount of back in, and he's got the players he wants in, and there's nothing happening, or you don't see what he's trying to do. To me, as a football fan, I'd be a bit like worried. To me personally, so that's my point of view on that. Now, obviously, I'm with Potter. Obviously, Nick knows this. I said to Potter, I think I can see him staying beyond the summer, them giving him a summer window, and then see what he tries and does. I think the best thing he has to do in the moment he has, I think, try and get the players on his side, get them playing for him, and then just carry on to the end of the season. And in the summer, I think that's when he needs to be a bit more ruthless. He needs to get rid of players that he knows are not going to fit into his style of play, or where he thinks are not going to be at the club of the future, and he has to bring in other players in. I think that singular point is going to define his career at Chelsea. That singular point, the summer window, where there'll be a lot of outs and ins. I think that's important for him because at the moment I'm looking at some of these Chelsea players, and I don't think they respect him. Then they're not. Some of them are not playing for him. I'm just looking at certain individuals' body language and how they're playing.
Dex, have a look at Hakim Ziyech and look what he did in January. You see what I'm saying? And he's still playing him.
He didn't play him Saturday.
I know, but look, he played in Fulham. He played in the other game, and he played in the other game.
I knew Ziyech was good against Dortmund. Really, he should have played again
But
on
Nick,
Saturday.
if he doesn't want to play for Chelsea,
if he doesn't, that's different.
and he doesn't.
Anyone who doesn't want to play or doesn't want to be here, they should go. You know my feelings on that.
I think the move to PSG where it failed, I think that's where it all went downhill because he wanted to move.
He carried on playing and played well.
Yeah.
How can you put Mason Mount on the wing? Tell me.
But
not just that, Dix.
But like I was saying, listen, that's in the summer. Potter has to do the right thing. He has to get rid of players. He has to make some tough decisions and calls. And if he doesn't do it, then it's going to come back to bite him and he's going to lose his job. Sort of similar with what Tuchel done, but in fair credit to Tuchel, I don't think it was a bit unfair that Tuchel got the sack because I think he didn't do what he needed to do in the time span that it was given to him. But we'll move past that because that's in the past. But going forwards, Chelsea, I don't know, it's a bit of a hard one because Potter needs to. I don't know, like. I think as a manager, it's important to remember the manager is in charge of the team, he needs to rally the players. He needs to, do something. He needs to instill some sort of fight in this team because I think the fight in this team is gone. I think they're almost like, they're sort of like us, for example, where we were a couple of weeks ago. Like, we were losing all the time. The players' confidence was low. And we weren't winning games and we were defending bad and we weren't scoring and we weren't attacking great. But the difference maker for me was, I think two things for us was when after the Wolves game where we were awful, pretty bad, I think it was our worst game this season, Klopp came out after the game and said, listen, it wasn't good enough from us today. I'm going to make some tough decisions in the team. Some players, people are not going to like it, but I don't care because they need to be made. And straight away, when he said that word, when he said those exact words, I knew straight away that something something was going to happen before Everton. And we went into Everton, and we actually saw. I saw some fight and I saw some passion in that team. Barring it was a Merseyside derby, but barring that, we went back to the basics and we got some things sorted. And then going into the Newcastle game, that was the best game I've seen us play all season.
That's
And
the
we
big
actually
win.
went there.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? We
massive.
went there. Newcastle haven't lost there all season so far yet, up till
Yeah,
now. You
I
know,
know.
we went there and we absolutely dominated, barring that we had a few iffy moments. But this is example, like when the chips are down, I don't think Potter would be able to get this group of players lifted and go for a fight. You know, go right to the end. I don't see it happening, but
No,
you know, we'll
no,
have to
I
wait
can't
and see.
see it. I can't
Yeah,
see him last. It depends. Like Max said, maybe the next 3 results. But for me, Tottenham away could, be very vital. If
yeah,
we lose there, I can see the fans are going to go mad. They will. Maybe they're going to wait for Dortmund. I'm not sure, but there is some fans going to protest on Wednesday, like I said already
I know.
before the
Yeah,
Tottenham game. So I don't know really. It's
yeah,
hard to say.
yeah, and
Dex,
yeah. But listen, to finish up my point, yeah, just last 2 things from me. I'll keep it short and brief. First one,
Yeah.
obviously, John, obviously, I was listening to what you said before, and I do kind of see where you're coming from. Listen, like, I'm the sort of guy, yeah, right? I was brought up to respect my elders, innit? I don't disrespect elders. I think, obviously, that I respect them all. They've been longer around than me, supporting the team and all that. Fair enough, I'm not going to disrespect anyone older than me or elderly than me, but I think from my point of view, I think I hear what John's trying to say. Give Potter time and that, but I think it comes to a stage where yes, give him time, but if something's not working, and and sometimes you think longer term it might work, but then at the same time, if there's no signs of improvement in the next 5 games, I think you got sort of like in the back of your mind, you got to start thinking like, well, I can see that there's a longer term plan, but if there's nothing sort of changing or you don't see anything in the short term, then I think it's not the right fit. And sometimes that happens in football. Sometimes you think like sometimes you think something's going to work long term, but in the short term it doesn't, and then it sometimes sort of changes. I think that's what the board are trying to think now. Like, they're probably thinking, did we get it wrong? Like, it's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, and then last all I want to say is I don't want to say the guy's name in the comments, but I'm reading some of his comments. All I've got to say to you, my friend, is if you've got a lot to say in the comments, how about you jump on this show and have a discussion with us rather than saying the comments of what you're trying to say. So that's all I've got to say for now.
Yeah, well said, Dex. I'm not looking at his comments anymore. They shouldn't be there. Can you still see his comments?
I can see a little bit of them, yeah. But
all right. I think it's stopped now. Anyway, leave him. We're gonna finish soon anyway. Deals. You want to ask John something?
Dex. Oh yeah, I wanted to. Oh yeah, John. If you see the way we play, yeah, do you see there's a problem in where our players' positions are in Potter's system? If there is a system.
John is still doing something, I think. Yeah, John, are you there? Maybe he's doing something. Yeah. Anyway, I don't think we're going to do the ratings because it's no point really. We know every player's going to get really low marks.
Oh yeah, Deals. But Deals, you had a question for me, didn't you?
Yeah. I did have a question for you, Dex.
you see with your ownership, right? Is that problem going on still with your ownership? Or you're getting a new ownership, ain't you?
Well, right. So there's been a major update today. Obviously, I put it in the chat, but basically, like John Henry, the owner of FSG, he basically came out to said the club isn't for sale anymore. So what they're doing now is that I knew this from a couple of weeks ago. They're now looking for investment rather than a full sale because basically no one wants to buy the club because apparently two reasons why: there's not enough interest, and I think it's because the valuation of the club, which is at like 4 billion, no one wants to pay that, so they're looking for more of an investment rather than a full takeover bid. So, I mean, I'm not surprised because who's going to pay 4 billion? Like, that's just ridiculous. Like, they just want to get their money back, FSG, or get as much money as they can. But now they know they can't get that. They're looking for more investment. So hopefully we'll have to wait and see. Apparently they said that they're in talks with a couple of people, a couple of investors. So that's a good sign at least. But yeah, like I said, if we get new investors in, then I said certify in the chat, they need to back Klopp in the summer. They have to. They got to give him as much money as possible because if they don't, then we're going to struggle, and we need to reinvest in that midfield because that midfield is massively needed. A workover massively, so we need to get new players in that are more energetic, more young. So yeah, pretty much that's it really. Hopefully we'll see that in the summer, but we'll have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah, for sure, Dex. We see. I'm echoing. I don't know
Wait,
why.
I'm back. Are we doing the?
If you don't want to, we can quickly do them. I've been here over 3 hours. You don't come late.
Yeah, Nick.
Yeah, I come late today. Sorry about that, Nick. Sorry about that.
That's all right. Don't worry. Yeah, if we do them, no problem.
Nick, shall we go through the other Premier League games?
Yes. The results. So we're gonna Friday. We're doing the Tottenham preview. We're gonna do all that on Friday. Today was the Southampton reaction and Potter and all that. I'm gonna. The results last week. You got one right, certified. I'll tell you which one as well. You got Liverpool 2-0. You said it 2-0.
Yeah, I said Liverpool to win.
Odu was man of the match. Odu got 2 right. He got Everton 1-0, and he got Bournemouth 1-0. He said Bournemouth as well. So Odu was a top guy. Me, Dex, and John, we got everything wrong, I'm afraid.
Wait, Dex, did you predict?
Not you, Dex. You wasn't here. Sorry.
I didn't predict that.
And Jacob, Jacob got one right as well.
Yeah.
Everton 1-0. Yeah.
Who else was there? Wasn't Bobby? Bobby was predicting as well, right?
No, he wasn't here. It was here. It was Jacob. I forgot now. What's his name? Odu, you certified deals. It was only us four.
Deals was there.
I've got the draw. I've got one draw right. That's all. Which one was it? I think I got the draw. I said, remember Palace? I think was it Palace?
Dex, why don't you talk to us about your win, Liverpool? I watched the game. Yeah. I was impressed with the way Liverpool played. Really.
Yeah, they done unbelievable. No one put we didn't put Liverpool to win, apart from you, certified. You said 2-0.
Fair play.
Yeah, you got it right.
I knew Liverpool needed the point.
I said a draw. I was surprised we get a draw, but I guess with my team,
he's so tied up there. Let me read the reason table. You got Arsenal now to 54 points, City on 52. They play the game more than Arsenal. United 49. United are still in the race.
Yeah, I
They're
think they're in the
third. Yeah, they are. Tottenham are fourth with 42 points. We're 12 points away from Tottenham. Imagine. When was that? The last time that happened? Never. 42 points, Tottenham.
15,
Newcastle.
16, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Forget that time. I mean, it's a long time. There wasn't above us, was they? Oh, they were. Yeah.
Abramovich was there, yeah.
Yeah, when we finished 10th. Sorry. Yeah. Newcastle 41. Look, Fulham 38, Brighton 35, and Liverpool 35. And we still have to go down. We'll be Brentford is next on 9th place, 45 points. And then it's us, 31 points, 23 games played. With the rest of the table, most teams have played 23. And you got, the bottom. I'll start from the bottom. Southampton 18 points. Leeds 19. West Ham, third from bottom now, 20 points. Bournemouth have moved to fourth, 21. So tight. Everton 21. And Wolves 23. So look, it's so close up. Fourth relegation is close. It could be any team from less. Even I think Forest are okay. 25 points now, Forest. But it's still a lot of games to play. Anyone can go down. From Aston Villa, the 11th place, we're just above. Don't forget, we're just above Villa. But we're 10 points from the third place. From bottom, that is West Ham. I got 20. We got 11 points from West Ham. But if we keep losing, who said it? Someone said we could be in a relegation fight tonight. Someone
Yeah, it was
said
JBT. It was my guy, GPT.
Yeah, JP, yeah. And so nothing's for sure. Anything can happen. That's why I want to pull it out now before it's too late.
But bear in mind, Nick, we're 7 points off the top 4, and we've got 2 games in hand. So
you have, if you
For
win
me,
your
Dex,
2 games in
I
hand,
feel Liverpool. I think Liverpool are capable of getting top 4. They can be in the midst.
If you win your 2 games in hand, you're gonna have 42 points, and you're gonna level Tottenham. They play 24.
They play Man United. They play Man United in the next week.
No, I mean Liverpool. They've got 2 games in hand. So if they win them 2 games in hand, they can go level with Tottenham.
One of them are against us.
Yeah. Our next game are Palace away on Saturday, late kickoff, and then we've got Man United.
You should win that. Now you're playing. I think you should win Palace. Palace have been losing badly, or they're scraping a little draw sometimes. But you got a great chance. I think you're on form now, so I can't see you losing now. Next few games.
Can I say something to JK quickly?
Mm-hmm.
Can I just say something to Certify?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Certify, you might actually laugh this year, but I still want Mount at Liverpool. Just saying.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you do.
Yeah, I don't understand why. I wouldn't really laugh.
I think he'd be good at us. I think we can turn him into a good player.
It'll be good for you. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, and it's best we use him to the advantage because we can't let him go. We shouldn't let Mount go.
No, we're not going to let him go. But Certified, we're not going to let him go. But it's up to him.
Exactly, and it's up to him.
It's up to him. He has to sign the contract, or we don't know exactly what he's asking for. But he's not on massive wages. We know, 80,000 a week, which for us is massive, of course. But
if you want him at Liverpool, just remember the wages he's going to demand. Just saying.
Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah.
But he will be back, Mount. I can't see him, staying like this. It's everything at Chelsea at the moment.
But Nick, can I ask you a question?
It's a manager, man. Yeah.
Nick, do you know what's funny? Do you know Nkunku's coming in, and if we renew João Felix and if we keep him a permanent deal, we've got 2 people who can play as a 10, along with a striker. Whether we keep Havertz or we bring someone else and Havertz can be our one who comes off the bench. Do you know what I'm saying? But
Exactly.
if we bring in a striker and we're getting Joe Felix permanently, then where does Mount play? I'm just asking. I just need to ask,
I
where does
know.
Mount play next season?
Yeah, that's what I was
And
thinking.
this is where I'm thinking. Do you think they're holding up this deal because they know?
Well, they
Do they
offered
think
him.
Mount?
They offered him the
They
contract.
offered him. They
But he
offered
hasn't
him,
signed.
but then
Yeah, because they don't want to
don't
pay
want to give
silly
him the
money.
money. They
They
don't
don't
want to
want
give
to
him that
because
money.
he's off for. How can you give crazy money to a player who's been off for more season?
And
You
you
know
know
what I
the
mean?
signings that have come in.
Yeah.
I know
And they look, and
Enzo.
the players we got,
Yeah,
the players we
Enzo.
got are
He gets
better.
paid 115 million. He gets
Yeah.
115k. Joe Felix, I think, is on 100k. Do you get what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
what's his name? What's the other one? Mikhailo
Modric.
Modric is only on 97. Do you get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And it
So
will
that's
be
a great
unfair just to
bargain we
just go
got.
on.
And
Boom, he gets
Meduki, I don't
200k.
think you're getting that much. But you know, that's the thing. We got other players, so it's gonna be hard for Mason Mount.
I was just about to say, Nick. I've just
Yeah.
been looking at your next couple of games in the Premier.
Yeah. What do you think is going to happen? I know Tottenham. We don't know what. It's the first time I can't say we're going to go and beat Tottenham, which we always do. I don't have any confidence really, but we're going to come to that on Friday.
They're tough games, to be fair, because the bottom
Yeah, of
teams
course.
they're going to be battling for points, especially
Yeah, and
season.
I'm going. Do you know after Tottenham? Do you know who we have? We have Leeds at home, and then
Leeds.
we've got you've got Everton. You know Sean Dyche. He
Leeds
loves the
abroad.
game against us. Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
No,
And
and they're fighting for their lives, like Southampton, Leeds, Everton. You know, so
it's
there's
crazy.
no easy
I know.
game.
There's no
No
easy
easy
games.
game in the Premiership. There's no easy game. Doesn't
And
matter
for
if you're top
Chelsea,
or
and Nick, for
bottom.
Chelsea's sake, every game is a must win. Do you get? I
I
don't
know,
care
but
where they
how
are.
many times we said that before and we keep losing?
I
How
know,
many
and that's
times? How many times?
and this is why
I've
I'm
fed
saying
up
I'm not
with.
trusting. I don't know how I'm supposed to trust this process
I
because
can't. No.
and for me, yeah, I'll be going to Leeds. I'll be going Chelsea Leeds next week at Stamford Bridge. I don't know who
Oh
else is
yeah.
going.
Yeah,
John, will you be going?
I might go. I'm thinking. I want to see what happens at Tottenham first.
Yeah, Nick, if you come, then we can meet up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was
You just
I
get
had your number, but you couldn't make it Saturday.
it was crowded.
Yeah, it was. You come late, that's why.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
Nick,
that's all right.
what we saying if Tottenham, Leeds, Everton, if they end up winning them, is that Potter gone, or if he doesn't?
If he wins the next three, I will go like Max said. Really, I will give him to the rest of the season. Because we have to. If he wins the next three, that's a big if.
No, I'm saying if he doesn't win the next 3 games, if he doesn't win those next 3 games,
oh God, for me,
then he has to go.
Look, for me, if we lose to Tottenham, at Tottenham, which we haven't done, we haven't lost at that new stadium of theirs, never. And for me, he has to go. But
but for me, that Southampton game was just enough for me to go like no.
Yeah,
that's just the thing.
That's how we felt. You know how I felt after the Southampton game. I wanted him out the next day, like Deals. Deals agrees with me.
I'm still keeping what I said. I don't think he should manage us.
Yes, Nick. Yes, Nick.
Yes, Nick. Any sort of for you or Deals or anyone going to that protest? Are you going?
I'm not going. I'm not going because I'm in Portsmouth at the moment.
I wouldn't really go for protest. I have college that day, so yeah.
Nick, I can't make it because I'm in Portsmouth at the moment. Innit?
I'm still thinking. Now I'm just thinking how am I going to turn up. I don't want the same thing happening.
Yes, JK,
yeah.
How's it like being with Pompey fans?
Bro, I talked to you after stream about that, bro.
Yeah, Pompey. Yeah, anyway, should we do the ratings quickly? John, are you back, John?
Yeah, sorry,
John.
I've been busy. I've been trying to finish some work, but I have been listening. Deals, I haven't been ignoring you, I promise.
Yeah.
But I've just got
tomorrow morning.
John, I'm sorry that I got heated earlier with you.
No, that's
So
fine. Passions sometimes rise, so I
It's
apologise
passion,
if
you
I
know.
think
We
that's
know,
what's going on at the Chelsea fan base at the moment. Like
yeah,
everyone's just annoyed at the moment.
yeah.
Everyone's just annoyed.
We shouldn't let you get to us. Really, we're all friends here, and you know
Yep.
we know each other. We
Yep.
not in real life, but we know we're all fans.
Yep.
We
100%.
talk nearly
And
every
this is
day. We're
why.
on Spaces.
And
Yeah, it was just a misunderstanding.
And Nick
Yeah, I've
and
got
Deals,
kids in up as well,
this
John.
is
So I'm sorry, John.
Nick and Deals. This is
that's
why.
fine.
Exactly.
No, it's just I don't know. You know what it's like. We all have our opinions.
Nick, I feel like half of our fan base, yeah.
Yeah.
I think you lot know who I'm talking about. Like, obviously, half of the fan base
Oh God,
are doing shit on social media for clicks and views and
not
likes. And
only that, you see what they did on Lewis's channel.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
what
yeah,
you
we ain't gonna
call
talk about them,
bad.
but yeah.
I don't know if John's seen it. John, have you seen
No, what did they do?
you had
some guy was attacking Johnny.
Tony, you know, WX, what's it? WS6, Tony.
Yeah.
Tony's a big fan. He's a good guy. I know him.
Yeah, I love Tony.
And Johnny, you know Johnny Minrus.
Yeah.
He was swearing badly at his friend. And he said really bad things. I can't say them, they're disgusting.
When did that happen?
Johnny and Tony have had
Johnny
that relationship.
started it, and then Johnny was calling Tony something. Tony's not that guy. He's old, you know. He's not like Johnny. You know what I mean?
You know, John. This is why I do not like Johnny. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. Yeah, in Nick Blue's channel, we can disagree with things, and we will still be friends, and we'll get along. Wait, Nick. We will still be friends. No matter what opinion we have, we still respect each other. With Johnny, it's completely different.
No, you have to agree with him.
You have to agree with him. Otherwise,
you saw the
way they fell out. You saw the way he fell out with Johnny. You know, I was talking to Tony, and he was telling me these things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yesterday.
No, he said
because I met him. Let me tell you this. Yeah, he was talking about wrongins. That Johnny is that person. If you don't agree with him,
since I've known him, it's been like he can't change.
They used to be friends, Nick, and now because of his opinion, because of Tony's opinion, he's fell out with Johnny, and Johnny fell out with him. Let me tell you, it's Johnny. Johnny, this guy, yeah, he wants everyone to agree with him, and let me tell you this: he wants to cause this sort of divide, and I don't care. He's causing this divide in the fan base because, bro, he's causing a divide. I'm telling you.
Whose idea was to put the Mason Mount banner on Saturday? It was Johnny. It was Johnny's idea, and his friends thought, let's do that. What's the point of putting a banner for Mason Mount when he's off form? He made him worse with that banner. He couldn't play.
The point is this: because someone has an opinion, it does not mean you have to cut them out, or you have to cuss them out, or you need to go on and expose them on big platforms.
Go on Twitter, see what these Tony's friends said to Johnny, then you're gonna see.
Yes, and I respect him for that. I've seen it.
Oh yeah,
I respect him for that.
He said to him, come out. He said to him, come outside the bridge. I'll meet you there anytime. You know me. Johnny didn't reply. Johnny won't do nothing.
Yeah. John, you've said you're a Mount fan. Do you get what I'm saying? And you support the club. And we have never, I've ever said you're wronging. Do you get what I'm saying? We have never came out and said this. I never cussed you out. I've always respected you as a fan, although you like Mason Mount. With Johnny, it's completely different. I'm not saying we don't like Mason Mount, but when you just give him this sort of criticism, then you're wrong. You're wrong. You're not a Chelsea fan. That's what I don't support with this guy. And he goes and exposes you on big platforms for no reason. With you seeing, although they've not done nothing to him, what has Eunice and Matisse done to Johnny? Nothing. What's Rory Jennings done to? You know what I'm saying? Nothing. So why does he need to do it?
This is all on YouTube.
It's all on YouTube. He's been exposing.
I saw Twitter. John, have a look at Twitter.
Matisse, Eunice,
have a look on the Twitter. Certified.
Nick, I'm having enough trouble on Twitter. I don't want to add to my woes, do I?
But have a look and see. You're going to laugh when you see what Tony's friend said to Johnny on Twitter, on Lewis's channel. It's absolutely, so funny. I can't stop laughing even now. He said to Johnny, right, you're going to talk to my friend like that. You come outside the bridge, I can't say the words, but you're going to hear them there. This is live on YouTube, and he's,
Do you know the bad thing about this, Nick, and what annoys me? Tony and Johnny. Tony has been a big part of Johnny's YouTube channel, joining him, and he goes in and cuts.
Wait. Certified, we're live still. Let me go. We're talking.
Okay, cool. Let's just stop.
Let me
when we finish this stream,
let me just end it because we said stay there. We'll have a chat after I finish here.
Nick, let me say, I'm quite happy. I'm quite happy to give anyone my mobile telephone number. So if I know you were at the game on Saturday, Nick, if you go to the demonstration on Wednesday, I won't be joining.
I'm not sure, John.
Listen, I'm quite happy. I'm quite happy to meet up with.
Yeah, of course.
Anyone. I promise I'm entirely non-threatening. Sometimes passionate.
No, I know. God, you don't have to tell me. I haven't met you yet. That day, remember, I was at the pub and you said, "Come up there."
Yeah.
I'm in the East End. And I thought, it didn't happen that day, but we're going to meet one day. We should, all of us. But let's talk about the John incident after I end it, because we are live still.
Right.
Okay, let me just do this 1 sec. So thanks, folks, whoever watched us. I know it was a bit heated, but we're all friends. Shows like these, debates get like that sometimes, but this is nothing. Go and watch other channels. And people like watching really heated ones, really, lately. But whoever came, watched us in the chat, whatever, thanks. And that's it for today. We'll be back Friday for the Tottenham preview. So I hope I'll see you all there. Thanks, and God bless you all, and good night, goodbye, good afternoon, depends where you are in the world.
Okay.
So thanks.